and a miss from Martinez. Martinez bumped up the lineup with Peltier exiting for today's game. Brennan Wright moves from 2 to 1, and that left a void in the 2 spot. The middle infield will lead things off. 2-1 or 1-1 pitch is a strike.
And Martinez has been swinging a hot bat, 5-game hit streak coming into this game. 1 hit in each of his last 4, had 2 hits on the 10th against Southern Maryland. And he had been really struggling before then too, so it's nice to see him turn that around.
1-2 slider doesn't bite. Little working home. At the letters, called strike 3. Martinez is sat down and 2 away here in the first. Little already looks much better than his last outing. Reed Little comes into today's game 8 appearances. This is his 2nd start. He's thrown 9 innings, allowed 9 earned runs for an ERA of 9. 8 unearned runs, though, including 4 in his last outing, which was just 2 outs. Skaronski waves at strike 1.
And the Braves are last in the entire league in so many pitching stats. In 8 of the 11 major fielding and pitching categories, they're last in 8 of them.
Quickly 0-2 on Josh Skaronski. So this is a Braves team that sits dead last in the league. They will be playing on the road the whole playoffs, should they even make it past 1 game. Every team makes the playoffs this season. 0-2 is high. But the Braves will travel likely to D.C., or to Woodbridge, I should say, for tomorrow's first play-in game. And with a win, they would still have to play another one on the road. 1-2 at the eyes. Little's most recent outing was just 2 days ago. He got 2 outs. He walked 5 batters. 4 of them scored, but all were unearned. 2-2 to Skaronski. Fouled off the other way.
And the only really playoff races that there are to look for is Olney and Alexandria are both tied for that 2nd seed, and the 2nd seed gets an automatic double bye to the semifinals. So
that's
those
the
2,
big one.
And then also, I believe Southern Maryland, Olney, Alexandria, and the Big Train have all filled up the top 4 spots.
2-2 bounce foul again. Yeah, I think that's really the only contest left to decide, is that 2 seed versus 3 seed. Two-two pitch. Lined into right field, but foul. So the Big Train have sewn up the 1 seed. The Braves are the 8. The Giants will be the 7. The T-Bolts are the 6. The Grays are the 5. The Senators are the 4. So it'll be Grays and Braves tomorrow, and then T-Bolts and Giants. South Division and North Division, bottom 2 teams will play. 2-2 again. Count runs full.
So it would mean that with the Big Train sewing up the 1 seed, DC and the Braves will play. The winner of that will play Southern Maryland, and then the winner of that will play
the Big Train.
Bethesda. So they'll be playing one of the 3 bottom teams in the South Division.
Payoff pitch, ball 4. Josh Skaronski works an 8-pitch walk. And he is aboard the first base runner that the Big Train have had today.
And of those 3 teams, they've only lost to Southern Maryland once. They've only lost to the Grays once on opening day, and they haven't lost to the Braves yet. So you got to like Bethesda's chances in a 3-game set against any of those 3. I think the most challenging would probably be Southern Maryland.
First pitch, swinging strike on Gonzalez. I mean, those are, you look at the teams that are hot right now, and I would not categorize any of those 3 teams as hot. To me, the Big Train, the Aces, the Crop Dusters, and the Giants are the 4 teams that are playing well. Yep. The other 4 have been struggling. Slow roller, fielded by first base coach Joe McIntyre, foul.
Yeah, well, like you said, Gaithersburg might be in last place in the North Division at 13-22, but they've been playing as good a ball as any. They've won 8 of their last 9.
Their lone loss came to the Big Train on Friday at home, although they got the better of the Big Train on Tuesday. 0-2. Gonzalez thought about it, doesn't swing. Skaronski swipes second. A runner in scoring position for Emilio Gonzalez, who had the best performance of any hitter in the Cal Ripken League yesterday. He went 5 for 5. He hit 2 home runs. He drove in 6, scored 4 runs. He had the most home runs in a game, the most hits in a game, the most RBI in a game, and the most total bases in a game this season in the Cal Ripken League. 1-2 misses upstairs.
6 RBIs, 11 total bases. He's crushing it.
And everything he hit was low and in. So if the Braves are smart about it, they will pitch him exclusively up and away. 2-2. Just nubs it foul. Gonzalez also has the chance to do something remarkably impressive. He has currently working on an 8-game hit streak. First of all, in that hit streak, he's hitting 500, which is ridiculous. But he already has a 10-game hit streak to his name this season. If he gets a hit today and gets a hit tomorrow, it would be 2 separate 10-game hit streaks in a 35-game season, which is pretty unreal to think about. 2-2. Gonzalez foul again.
And this field is tiny, only 360 to center and 318 down the lines. We saw Skoronsky put 2 home runs out of here back on the 30th, so he's not completely out of the question to get that triple crown if he hits 2 home runs.
Even if he hits 1 and ties Grimes, I think can probably give him credit for that. Ball 3 misses. So after Skoronsky works a 9-pitch walk, Gonzalez has worked the count full from behind 0-2. This next pitch will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Little really having to work to get this final out. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Emilio Gonzalez flails at a slider, and Reed Little works around a 2-out walk. Braves will come to bat in the bottom of the first. They'll see Lucas Marrero taking the mound for the first time in 2 weeks. Lucas Marrero takes the mound after a scoreless top of the first. Marrero making his 6th appearance of the season, his 2nd start. On the year, he's worked 11 2/3 innings, an ERA of 5.4. His most recent outing was his best, 2 innings in relief, just 1 base runner as a walk. He struck out 1 and earned the win. However, that outing was 2 weeks ago, all the way back on July the 6th against the DC Grays. His first pitch, just above the top of the zone to Franklin Gomez Jr., the center fielder.
And the back half of the Big Train bullpen is who we're going to see for these next couple of games. Available pitchers like Orth, Brashear, Capuano, Beasley, Titus. Probably a lot of them these last 2 games.
Locates a strike at the top of the zone on the fastball.
Of course, a lot of the Big Train's top arms through yesterday, Adetui, Bellis, and Peterson, the 3 front end of the rotation.
Flail for strike 2. And Big Train just trying to get their pitchers comfortably ready for the playoffs. So yesterday was getting all the guys who are likely to make starts a couple innings of work so they stay loose and fresh. Today's about making sure they get through the next 2 games without having to burn any of their top guys. Ball high, and the count is 2-2. Franklin Gomez, a Cal Ripken League All-Star this year, enters today on a 10-game hit streak, hitting .356 on the season. 2-2 from Marrero. Pop up. Right side, Gonzalez tracking back into foul ground. So is Steele, and Gonzalez reaches up to make the catch. He had to go a long way to get that, but that's out number 1.
Yeah, pretty impressive catch there over his shoulder. Wright was played pretty far up the middle. Normally you'd see the second baseman go after that, but he was just too far. A nice over-the-shoulder catch by Gonzalez.
Well, Emilio Gonzalez is a corner outfielder on top of being a first baseman at FAU. For the Big Train, we've only seen him play first base, but showing off a little bit of that outfield mentality there. Able to track that ball a good 75 feet into foul territory. So 1 away for Trent Edelman, who takes strike 1. Again, a fastball at the top of the zone.
Yeah, the outfield has been just so stacked this year. There's just no need to ever put Gonzalez out there.
And he's a wizard with the glove at first as well. Marrero delivers. Wave and a miss from Edelman. Top 4 in this lineup: Gomez, Edelman, Brinkman, Santangelo, all Cal Ripken League All-Stars. Lineup falls off a little bit after that. It's Charlie Magulik doing the DHing today. Actually, Magulik hits ahead of Santangelo. And then Cassidy, Goldhill, Kohlmeyer, Bouffard. 0-2 fouled off himself. And Edelman a little bit shaken up. Last time these 2 teams met, back at Shirley Povich Field on July the 13th. Big Train won 12-0, a game that was delayed for an hour in the middle after a 2-hour delay to start it off. And then they ended up mercy ruling the Braves on a Dylan Murphy walk-off double in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, this is the only team the Big Train haven't lost to, and on the season, in those 4 games, they've outscored the Braves 61-24. That's a plus 37 run differential for you math majors.
If you're a Cavs fan, you know it as the diff. 0-2. At the knees, strike 3. Lucas Marrero picks up his first strikeout in the looking fashion.
Perfect pitch, just right at the knees.
Charlie Brinkman to bat now. Brinkman, the Liberty Flame. He's had a very good season, offers at strike 1, although he has struggled a little in his last 4 games. He's hitting .308 on the season with an .832 OPS and a team-high 10 extra base hits. However, over his last 4, he's just 2 for 13 with 5 strikeouts and no RBIs or runs scored. Marrero ahead 0-1, misses above the zone.
Well, the Braves have lost their last 4. Their last win came on July 12th, and it was when Brinkman hit a walk-off home run in the second half of a doubleheader against the Alexandria Aces.
That's his lone home run on the year. Looking to do some damage here, 1-1 count. Another fastball for a strike. Marrero has worked up to 3.2 innings this year, although that was all the way back in his first outing against only on June 5th. Since then, his highest is 3. 1-2 the count. Marrero home, misses above the letters. Marrero set at the belt. Deep breath. Now he offers ground ball foul. The 3 outfielders batting in the first inning for the South County Braves. Charlie Magulik, today's DH, stands on deck. 0-2. Marrero, ball, there's a 2-2, not an 0-2, so the count now full.
Yeah, you'd like to see Marrero put up a strong outing today to where if he's needed in the playoffs, you have confidence putting him out there.
Has had a mixed bag of a season so far. Chance to do something here. Payoff pitch, foul again. And again, a player, this time Brinkman, fouling it off his foot. We saw Edelman do that the last at-bat. Often when you see that happen, it's pitcher or hitters not quite picking up the spin. They're swinging way over top of it and fouling it straight down. Marrero has fooled the first two with a pop-up on the infield and a strikeout looking. Looking to finish off a 1-2-3 inning. Brinkman now ready after taking a little lap around the field. Marrero ready as well. He uncorks a 3-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 4. So 2 out walks on both sides of the first inning. Now we go Charlie to Charlie. Brinkman walks down to first. Magulik steps into the left-handed batter's box. Magulik, go ahead.
I was going to say the Braves have been a lot better at home this year than they have on the road. They're 9-8 at home, and they haven't won a road game at all. They're 0-17 on the road. They're just a completely different team when they play here, and we saw that the one other time Bethesda came here.
Pitch gets away from J.J. Hand, who's doing the catching today. A ball 1 in the dirt, and Brinkman over to second base. At 3 games the Big Train have played against the Braves at Shirley Povich. The final scores were 14-4, 20-7, and 12-0. The one time these two teams met here, the Braves pushed it to extra innings. They scored 13 runs as the 1-0 was fouled away. Big Train eventually came away with a 15-13 win thanks to a Josh Skaronski 2-run homer in the 10th. But that game was much more competitive than any of the ones at Shirley Povich. The Braves looking to gain a little momentum heading into their arduous playoff run. 1-1 popped up, foul, and drifting out of play. Magulik enters today on a 3-game hit streak, his first time all season riding a hit streak of 3 games or longer. 1-2. Just misses outside.
Yeah, that was a good pitch on 1 and 2. Just barely missed it, didn't get the call.
Count even at 2 with 2 outs and a runner on second. Marrero fires home. Swing and a miss. Magulik expands the zone. J.J. Hand flips on down to first in time for out number 3. And Lucas Marrero, a 2-strikeout inning. He works around a 2-out walk of his own. It's 0-0 after 1. was a mirror image, the top and the bottom. Quincy.
Fly out, looking strikeout, walk, got to second, swinging strikeout for both the home and the road team.
Both teams post zeros in the first. Matthew Wesley, Peyton Steele, Brett Ott, the 3 due up to try to do some damage in the second. Little's first offering a slider, bounced slowly to short. Bouffard charges and has trouble with the throw. Matthew Wesley is aboard on an E6.
Yeah, Bouffard had an error the first time these two met and was saved by his first baseman, Kendall Cassidy, from making 2 more. This is a guy that has struggled in his 7 games as a Brave and gives the big train a cheap one to start.
And Bouffard has just not had it working so far this season. He's 0 for 12. And defensively, he's been playing short, but has struggled. He has made just the 1 error, but like you said, we saw him in that game on the 13th where he nearly had 2 more and just had some trouble at times defending his position. Peyton Steele bats. He swings at the first pitch. Hard grounder right back to Bouffard. Chance for redemption. Flips to second. On to first from Kohlmeyer. In time, double play.
Yeah, well, he made up for it. It was a pretty smooth turn between Bouffard and Kohlmeyer at the middle infield.
2 pitches and 2 outs, but not in the common way to see it. An E6 and then a 6-4-3 double play brings Brett Ott to the plate. Ott just 1 for 16 in July, takes ball 1 low. On the season, though, hitting .306 and .853 OPS. He's walked 17 times and stolen 9 bases on 9 attempts. He's been very productive. 1-0 pitch. Little misses outside with Brett Ott scoring a bunt.
And this big train lineup is so deep. They have a lot of options of how they could craft their optimal playoff lineup because they've been switching guys in and out pretty much every day.
2-0 misses high.
And there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. But I think your outfield would have to be Skoronski, Steele, Peltier.
I mean, there's only 11 bats that are currently healthy. 3-0 pitch, a strike up and away, but in the zone.
I think it would be probably Hand and Corbin who get sat.
But you'll definitely see a rotation. Ott and Corbin will go in and out of the lineup. 3-1, misses high. Brett Ott works a walk. That's his 18th of the season, and he had 3 yesterday, so his 4th in the last 2 games.
You can talk about the lack of hitting. He's got a .482 on base on the year. He knows when to take his walks.
Yeah, he has struggled swinging the bat in the month of July, but taking his walks as good as ever. 3 yesterday. He scored twice on those 3 walks and stole a base. Parker Corbin swings the stick now. Pickoff towards Ott is in the dirt, but blocked by Cassidy, who doesn't play very often offensively. He has just 17 at-bats this season. 2-way player, but it's really good with the glove over at first.
Yeah, we saw him hit the last time these two played, but he'll be hitting today, but you're right. He doesn't get too many at-bats.
In fact, hasn't batted in between. Another pickoff, this one closer, but Ott diving back in safely. Started on the 13th at first. Starting today, no starts in the interim. Corbin yet to see a pitch. Little concerned with Ott over at first. He's set now, decides to come home this time, and gets a foul ball for strike 1.
Ott is 9 for 9 on stolen bases this year. This could be a really good chance to try to move him to second to where you just need a single to score that run. I think he wants to go.
Parker Corbin did not play in yesterday's 14-9 win over the Aces. Little yet another pickoff, and Brett Ott yet another dive in safely.
Yeah, Little knows that. I think he is really aware that Ott is wanting to go.
4 times Little has stepped on the rubber in this at-bat. Only once has he thrown home. Works from the stretch. Ott takes off. Corbin fouls it away, and Ott will have to retreat.
I think Ott had that base pretty easily. I think you'd like to see Corbin just take that pitch and give him a chance to get to second.
Well, Corbin in an 0-2 hole anyways if he had taken. That was the worst that could have happened. See if Ott decides to take off again. Corbin hitting just 176 on the year, but like Ott, can work the walks with the best of them. He's got a 414 on base. 0-2, slider misses.
414 on base for Corbin. Is 4th in the entire league in walks. Even has a walk-off walk this year.
That was also against the Aces. 1-2, Little to Corbin. Takes ball 2, dances away. That ball was right at his feet. Counts evened up at 2. Little's thrown 37 pitches to date. He comes home. Corbin, fly ball, back in right field. Looking up is Brinkman. It's off the wall. Corbin rounding for second. Ott rounds third. He heads for home. Throw cut off by Kohlmeyer. An RBI double for Parker Corbin, his 6th extra base hit of the season. And the Big Train are on top 1-0.
Caught that breaking ball down and in and just golfed it into right. Almost had a home run. Missed that by about a few feet. But a nice job from the bottom of this order with 2 outs. Just Ott drawing the walk, Corbin with the extra bagger, and it's 1-0 Big Train.
Parker Corbin, his first extra base hit in quite a while. That extends his hit streak to 4 games. That ties his longest of the season. J.J. Hand bats now. He swings at the first pitch. A diving stop by Alexi Goldhill at third. Throw to first. It cannot be picked out by Kendall Cassidy. Coming home to score is Parker Corbin. The Big Train are on top 2-0 after the E5 from Alexi Goldhill. Maybe a single and then an E5, but either way, that run will be unearned.
Yeah, you can't be making errors against the Big Train. That and walks are just the quickest thing to ruin your game, and already 2 errors in this inning for the Braves. They've been struggling with fielding all year, tied for 7th in errors.
It's just been an issue, already 2 tonight, like you said. Hand does not dive back in and is picked off. He was not ready for that pickoff move. So the inning ends. Big Train on top 2-0. Brendan Wright left standing in the batter's box. He'll be the first to hit when we come back in the 3rd. But for now, Marrero taking the mound for inning number 2. Train post 2 in the top of the 2nd. A Parker Corbin RBI double to drive in Brett Ott, and then J.J. Hand benefiting from an E3 to push across Corbin. Lucas Marrero, his season high in strikeouts in a single game is 2. He threw 2 in the first inning, so any more today would be his new season high. He faces Santangelo, Cassidy, and Goldhill to start things off. First pitch to Ryan Santangelo, swung and hit hard, but foul.
Big Trainer 16-2 when scoring first, so you got to like the hot start.
0-1 off speed at the knees for a strike. Big Trainer are good whether they score first or not, but it's especially hard to beat them when you give up a multi-run lead with unearned runs. 0-2, Marrero deals in the dirt. Marrero home. Santangelo popped up, out of play.
It hit somebody's car.
Everything's in a range here. The parking lot just behind home plate. So
And the woman who's doing the PA today even said at the start of the game, the Metropolitan Braves are not responsible for any damage due to foul balls.
1-2 the count. Marrero delivers. Misses high.
Of course, everyone knows about that fiasco in Silver Spring with the fire department.
Many things have happened in this season to make it one of the most chaotic we've seen in the Cal Ripken League's history.
I couldn't believe that when I heard about that.
It was pretty unbelievable. 1-2 pitch. Marrero delivers. Just misses low.
I was talking to Andrew Elvis, who does the play-by-play for the Silver Spring. Does a great job, and he thought that when the guy sprayed all the water on the field, it was just like a leak or just a busted hose or something until he saw the guy actually spraying it on the field.
Payoff pitch. Marrero to Santangelo. Just misses below the knees, and a leadoff walk for Ryan Santangelo. If you haven't seen the video, it's been circling all over social media. It was on the news. But a fireman's personal truck was hit by a batting practice home run. He then took one of the fire station's hoses and sprayed the outfield of Montgomery Blair High School, which is where the T-Bolts play their home games, for long enough to render the field unplayable. Marrero's first pitch to Cassidy, a lefty-on-lefty matchup, he misses outside.
Well, he put so much water on there that 2 days later, when the Big Train was supposed to play there, they were worried about if that game was going to be played at all. Now, of course, it was a monsoon that day, so it didn't get played anyway. But even when the day started, they were uncertain. That's how much water he dumped on the field.
It was a pretty unbelievable situation. That happened earlier this week. 1-0 count. Marrero gets a wave and a miss from Cassidy. Count even at 1. Kendall Cassidy, just 5 for 17 this season. He only has 1 hit since June 11th. Another pickoff towards Santangelo, who's not going anywhere. Santangelo, the catcher today, has 1 stolen base on 2 attempts this season. Counts even at 1. Pitch to Cassidy, check swing, no offer.
Yeah, Cassidy, he's disciplined. 586 on base. Draws a ton of walks.
Belated check towards the third base umpire, who's actually standing behind the pitcher's mound at the moment. Yields a no swing. So count 2-1. Marrero home again. This one hits sharply out to center. Brett Ott pushing back. That's over his head and all the way to the wall. Rounding second, headed for third is Santangelo. He'll get the stop sign. He puts on the brakes late. Throw behind him towards third. And he is out. A beautiful relay, and John Martinez hoses Ryan Santangelo at third, wiping away the leadoff runner.
You got to make a decision there. You can't just go halfway down the line and stop. Gives Martinez enough time to just throw to third. Nice tag by Corbin. You can't just sit that far off the bag and decide what you're going to do. You got to immediately commit. I don't know if his third base coach told him to go and then told him to stop or what.
Well, he got a late stop sign from the third base coach, but ended up halfway down the line. At a certain point, you have to just run through the stop sign. Instead, 1 out and a runner on second. It'll be Cassidy instead of Santangelo. First pitch to Alexi Goldhill is a strike. A beautiful defensive play by Brett Ott and John Martinez and Parker Corbin. That was the relay. 8-6 to 5. 0-1 inside.
And that's costly. That could have been second and third with nobody out. I think you probably just hold them up there anyway, because there's no need risking that with no outs on the board.
1-1. In the dirt, blocked by hand. Really good job to prevent Cassidy from advancing. Lost in the fire is the fact that Kendall Cassidy, in the second to last game of the season, picks up his first extra base hit of the year.
He hit that ball well.
Struck it sharply, I should say, to center field over the head of Ott. Foul ball from Goldhill. Count evens at 2. Two and 2 pitch. Marrero
Hit him.
hits Alexi Goldhill, and they're first and second with nobody out. All right, first and second with 1 out, a tag on third. So instead of bases loaded and nobody out, it's just first and second, 1 out. The bottom of the lineup is hitting J.W. Kohlmeyer, who doubled in yesterday's game hits. He's batting just 188, and on deck is Andre Buffard, who's 0 for 12 on the season. Marrero looking to work out of a jam. Got some help from his defense. First pitch popped up into left field, hooking towards the foul line and out of play.
He just golfed that one, and it kept hooking and hooking to the left, just foul.
Kohlmeyer, a 2025 Gainesville High School graduate, on his way to the Virginia Military Institute in the fall. He has struggled this season, just 188 with a 550 OPS. He only has 1 multi-hit game across 19 appearances. However, he's not gone more than back-to-back games without a hit.
It's hard to expect much more than that from a guy that's just fresh out of high school going against D1 arms and some games.
Yeah, there are a couple guys in this league who are just out of high school and dominating the league. Nate Hodden-Henley comes to mind first. But for the most part, the guys just out of high school play somewhat lesser roles, as should be expected since it's their first collegiate appearances. 0-2 pitch is high. J.J. Hand, who was the third-string catcher pressed into backup duties with the injury to Jacob Hawk, is the only man on the Big Train roster without at least 1 season of college experience. Counts 1-2. Marrero delivers. Swing and a miss from J.W. Kohlmeyer, and 2 away, and a new season high in single-game strikeouts for Lucas Marrero. He's got 3.
There you go. This might be his last inning. I don't know how Sal wants to play this in terms of these next 2 games not really mattering. I'd imagine you'd like to keep everyone's pitches to a minimum. Well, we'll see.
Andre Buffard at the plate. Buffard has not reached base all season. Fly ball into right field. Peyton Steele drifting towards the line, makes the catch for out number 3. Lucas Marrero works around some traffic, gets some help from the defense, and posts another 0 Big Train lead, 2-0 after 2. Brennan Wright comes to the plate for the second time, still looking to get on and extend his on-base streak to 32. That will automatically move to 33 when tomorrow's game goes final. First pitch, Brennan Wright, line drive, left field, same pitch, same result as his first at-bat, caught by the left fielder, Charlie Brinkman. So 2 hard-hit line drives, but nothing to show for it for Brennan Wright.
He's seen the ball well. I'd imagine if he knows what he's doing, I think he should be able to get it at some point.
He's hit the ball hard twice, just unfortunate to hit it right at the outfielder. 1 pitch, 1 out. Martinez takes a strike. Reed Little working in his 3rd inning. His pitch count over 40. Ground ball, right side. Kohlmeyer charges, takes it out the glove, and throws out Martinez by several steps.
Just kind of caught that one off the end of the bat there. It was tailing away. Not a bad swing, but just a better pitch, I think, from Little.
So just like the last inning, 2 quick outs for Reed Little. Got the first 2 outs on 2 pitches in the second. Got the first 2 outs on 3 pitches in the third, but fell off the rails a little bit after that. Skoronsky swings at the first pitch.
Big Trainer coming out with some aggressive swinging. A lot of first pitch swinging. Little only at 41 pitches here.
0-1. Another strike. Skoronsky walked and stole a base in the first. Working on a 7-game hit streak. The 0-2 to Skoronsky is outside. One-two pitch. Skoronsky goes fishing. Strike 3. Reed Little works a 7-pitch third. Big Train go down in order. Back out for a 3rd inning of work as it cools down just a bit here at South County High School in Lorton, Virginia. Top of the lineup for the Braves, Gomez, Edelman, Brinkman. They were set down with just a walk to Brinkman, 4 batters in the first. Challenged Marrero in the second, but some good defense saved his line. And he's still scoreless through 2. First pitch to to Gomez is right down Broadway for strike one.
Yeah, only one hit, first time through the order for Marrero, but 2 walks and a hit by pitch. No runs, only thing that ultimately matters.
Takes a ball in. It's Marrero's first hit allowed in the month of July was that double. Strike at the knees, and he's ahead 1-2. Marrero comes home, 1-2 pitch. Dots up, strike 3. Lucas Marrero has 4 punch-outs in just 2.1 innings.
Yeah, fastball in the outer half. Gomez, a guy hitting 356, but just frozen there.
Here's Trent Edelman. Edelman snapped a 6-game hit streak yesterday. He's still hitting, though, .338 with an OPS north of 900. He was set down looking in the first. Looking for revenge in the third. Takes a ball up.
Yeah. Other than the walks, Marrero, solid. 4 strikeouts through 10 batters.
1-0 pitch. At the letters for a strike.
Yeah, he's just pounding that fastball. Something you'd like to see.
Fastball has played well at the top of the zone today. Count even at 1. Marrero, a deep breath, now delivers. This time a fastball at the knees, but outside.
Yeah, that one was close, too. Definitely could have called that one a strike. It was right in the corner.
Two and 1. Marrero to Edelman for a strike.
If you can just locate a fastball on the outer half, it doesn't need to be particularly overpowering. It just allows you to play so many off-speed pitches off of it.
2-2 the count. Marrero set at the belt, delivers. Off-speed misses outside. Marrero over 50 pitches on the evening. Looking to retire Edelman. Payoff pitch. Popped foul. Lucas Marrero, the Lynchburg University product. 5'11" lefty out of Gainesville, Virginia. He's been impressive so far today. Payoff pitch again.
Well, that was
just
close.
misses inside.
That was close. It was really close. 2 good pitches from Marrero called balls.
Not a bad at-bat, but a tough result. Trent Edelman aboard for the first time. That's Marrero's 3rd walk issued. He's also hit a batter. He's limited the damage so far. He'll get Charlie Brinkman, who walked and advanced to second, but was left there in the first. 1 on and 1 out. Action in the bullpen. It's Jordan Capuano. First pitch to Brinkman, low and inside.
I think this will probably be Marrero's last inning.
Can't
Probably 3-3-3 is what Sal wants to do. And probably another 3-3-3 tomorrow. Even though it's only 7 innings tomorrow.
pick off towards first. Edelman back in plenty of time.
You get the point, though. You just pitch some of your lower leverage guys with some easier innings and not use anyone that you really want to use in the playoffs. But don't pitch them too much in case you need them at some point down the line.
Big Train will have the day off Wednesday. That'll be huge. Edelman takes off for second.
Yeah,
pitch
great jump.
for a strike, but like you said, Quincy, great jump. He's got second stolen without a throw.
And Marrero with a high leg kick. Not obnoxiously high, but Edelman had a lightning fast jump. Had no chance behind the plate.
Marrero the lefty. Edelman was off on first movement. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. Brinkman waves at strike 2.
Yeah, he thought that was going to be a fastball, and once it dipped beneath him, you saw him try to hold up, but to no avail.
Marrero ahead to Brinkman, who goes down swinging. J.J. Hand applies the tag. 2 away in the third.
How about 5 strikeouts for Marrero?
Marrero entered today with 7 strikeouts in 11.2 innings. He's got 5 in 2.2 today. Charlie Magulik was one of those strikeout victims back in the first inning. He hits now. Same situation, runner on second, 2 outs when he batted. Taking off for third is Edelman. Pop fly deep into right field. Peyton Steele, though, room at the track, circles and makes the catch for out number 3. 3 good innings for Lucas Marrero. He strikes out 5, leaves just 1 stranded, gives up just 1 hit. Big Train lead 2-0 headed to the 4th. It's Emilio Gonzalez, then Matt Wesley and Peyton Steele to bat. Reed Little still out there for his 4th inning of work. He's looked pretty good. The 3rd inning was his best, and he throws strike 1 at the belt.
He's got 47 pitches now, 30 of them strikes. Only 2 runs allowed, only 1 of them earned.
He threw just 7 pitches in the 3rd. Looking to make similarly quick work of the middle of the order. Gonzalez, a fly ball. That's deep into the right field corner. Chasing is Edelman. It's off the wall. Gonzalez rounds first, heading for second. Throw comes in. Gonzalez slides in safely. His 10th double and league-leading 14th extra base hit of the season. And his 6th hit in the last 7 at-bats.
I think his 5-for-5 day wrapped up league MVP. He's first in average with 411, first in hits with now 47. Most RBIs, highest slug, highest OPS, most runs scored. He's just been crushing it. I think these next 2 games will just be insurance for him taking home that MVP. Gotta be.
Well, Gonzalez now captures the league lead at the moment for most extra base hits. Coming into today, as Matthew Wesley gets beamed on pitch 1. There are 2 on and nobody out. Coming into today, the Big Train's 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters of this game, Skaronski, Gonzalez, Wesley, and Steele, all had 13 extra base hits. 0 other players in the entire Cal Ripken League have 13 extra base hits. The Big Train are dominating in the slug category. But Gonzalez picks up his 14th, so Wesley, Steele, and Skaronski will be chasing him the rest of the way today and tomorrow.
A 421 slug as a team. I think they're the only team over 400. The Crop Dusters might be above 400, and they have the most home runs with 19, but I think as a team, the Big Train are slugging higher. Or, well, they're definitely slugging higher, but I think it's by a considerable amount. And then they're first in OPS as well with an 848 team OPS. That's pretty unheard of.
Ridiculous OPS. First pitch was a ball to Steele, now a strike. Count even at 1. None of the 4 guys I mentioned who came in today with 13 extra base hits have any banked for the game that will be resumed tomorrow. So Gonzalez has 14. The other 3 have 13. And it'll be an interesting chase. 1-1. Steals hit. Back-to-back batters are hit by pitches. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. The big train are threatening the big inning.
Yeah, we talked about how Little looked good through the first 3 innings, but a double and back-to-back hit by pitches has him in some real danger with the bottom of the order coming up.
The bottom of the order is where they produced in the second. It was a 2-out walk from Brett Ott, an RBI double from Parker Corbin, and then a J.J. Hand reached on error that scored the first 2 runs of this game. Now Ott bats with the bases loaded and nobody out. The home plate umpire is...
He's getting new balls, I think.
Talking to someone who's not a player or coach. Oh, he's getting taped. And talking to the team athletic trainer of the Braves.
I thought he ran out of baseballs for a second.
He must have taken something off his forearm. His left forearm just received a little bit of taping.
Sure, he'll be fine. He looks good to go.
He confers with his first base umpire partner, who now jogs back to his position. So Little in some trouble. With nobody out and the bases loaded, Brett Ott looking to blow this game open. Little working from the windup. First pitch, strike at the belt.
Yeah, this game could really be broken open and sewn up here early if Ott can put one in the gap, or if the big train can get all these runners home. They got nobody out still.
Little unleashes in the dirt.
Yeah, Little, like we said, looked solid through the first 3, but the dam might be close to breaking here.
Gonzalez off third. Wesley off second. Steele off first. Brett Ott at the plate. The 1-1. Fouled straight back.
Good swing there, just barely got a piece of it. If you foul one straight back, you're on the ball pretty well.
Little looking for a big, a big first out here. Would love to get it come via the strikeout and not let any runs get pushed across. Brett Ott, though, has struck out just 13 times all year. 1-2, pitch is high. Little's 2-2 to Ott. In the dirt, blocked by Santangelo. And the count runs full and nowhere to put Brett Ott. A walk pushes home a run. So Little has to be in the strike zone.
And Ott walks as well as anyone.
He's got 17, now 18 including this game, in 25 appearances. Payoff pitch with the bases loaded is hit sharply and through the right side. An RBI single held at third as Wesley. Big train goes station to station. Brett Ott picks up his 9th RBI of the year. It's 3-0 train.
Hit hard, ground ball with eyes. I think a good decision to hold Wesley at third. Yeah, he maybe could have scored, but we saw what happens earlier when you take too aggressive of a turnaround third with nobody out. Just keep the line moving. You got Corbin up, already a double today. 3-0, and this game might be getting out of hand early.
Action in the Braves bullpen. Here's Parker Corbin, like you said, an RBI double. Takes a strike right at the belt. Little fired just 7 pitches in the third. He has thrown 12 already and still has not recorded an out in the fourth. 0-1 to Corbin. Fouled back. Reed Little way ahead of Parker Corbin. 0-2, popped up behind the infield. Giving chase is Goldhill, the third baseman. So are the shortstop Bouffard, and that drops just foul. That was in no man's land and lands about 3 feet left of the third base line.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, at least from our angle, if that play was fair or foul. But just foul. The ball would have dropped if it was fair. Still, though, Corbin's seeing the ball well. Down 0-2 has to protect, but he can't put up a battle.
Parker Corbin, 28 walks on the year to just 16 strikeouts. Already has an extra base hit in this game. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. One-two offering from Little is high fly ball into center. Gomez under it, but he is pretty deep. Tagging from third is Wesley. He will score without a throw, and a sac fly for Parker Corbin. 2 RBIs on the game, and the Big Train lead is now 4-0.
Yeah, just barely got under that one. If he's a hair lower on that ball, or a hair higher on that ball, that's a grand slam at this small field, but gets another run across, 4-0, 2 RBIs for him.
A productive day for Corbin. His last game with multiple RBIs was back on July 5th. That was against the Giants. He's got 2 already today. J.J. Hand steps to the plate, reached on an error last time up. First pitch is wild, and the runners will advance 90 feet.
And that's not good if you're the Braves. You just killed the possibility of a double play.
With Hand at the plate, he doesn't run super well. That could have ended the inning. Instead, second and third. And with the ever-dangerous Brennan Wright on deck, he should get a chance to bat, barring some base-running miscues by the Big Train. 1-0. Check swing. And I'm not sure. I believe they said
they appealed to the first base.
He offered.
They appealed to the first base ump, and he wasn't there. He was standing by second base.
I was trying to find the first base ump, like you said, behind the second baseman, given the current array of base runners. He throws the fist, so count is 1-1 to Hand. Third pitch is inside.
Yeah, Hand, just 3 RBIs on the year in his limited playing time, but base hit would get 2 home.
Hand 0 for his last 9, started the season 2 for 5. Does have a double and 3 driven in across 6 games. Pop-up foul, count even at 2. Second and third, 1 out. J.J. Hand at the plate, seeing a 2-2 count from Reed Little, who delivers in the dirt, blocked again by Santangelo. 1 pitch away from putting J.J. Hand on and reloading the bases. It's already 21 pitches in this 4th inning. Reed Little is laboring. The payoff. Fouled off his front foot, and Hand is hobbled.
He's holding that left knee. He's walking it out a little bit. Looks like he'll be okay to stay in. The Big Train cannot really afford to lose another catcher. He'd be asking quite a lot of Dylan Murphy.
Yeah, just 2 bench players right now, and just 2 catchers.
I'd imagine Murphy will start pretty much every playoff game, but
you can't not have a backup.
You can't be going in with 1 catcher.
You cannot not have a backup. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Hand takes high, he walks, and the bases are loaded for Brennan Wright and the top of the order.
And on his way to first, Sal told J.J. Hand, don't get picked, which is how the second inning ended. Hand just completely unaware and got picked off. But I don't think Cassidy will be holding him on at first with the bases being loaded, and this might be the end of the day for Reed Little.
A meeting on the mound. Reed Little in conference with his infield and his head coach.
A quick little update around the league. Like we said, the one main battle going on is between Olney and Alexandria for that 2 seed. Gaithersburg leads Alexandria 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Actually, 7-2 now. Gaithersburg's a team where I don't even think they're going to be bothering resting people. They're just going to try to stay as hot as they can coming into the playoffs. You look at Olney, currently in Woodbridge against the Grays. They put up 12 runs in the top of the 1st. That game is now 12-3 in the bottom of the 3rd. So and also Alexandria holds the tiebreaker. So the pressure's on Olney to gain a game on them. And it looks like they're on their way to doing so if Gaithersburg can hold on to that lead.
First pitch to Brennan Wright. He's swinging again. Ground ball. Hot shot, but right to Kohlmeyer. On to short. On to first. Not in time. Brennan Wright beats it out. 1 run scores. An RBI fielder's choice for Wright that will not count for the on-base streak. He's looking to the heavens saying, I should have hit that one through a hole somewhere. But Wright uses his speed to beat out an inning-ending double play. And the Big Train lead is 5.
He still has plenty of time to get on base one more time. But he does pick up an RBI by beating that ball out.
Now, runners on the corners and 2 outs for Martinez. Like you said, Alexandria holds the tiebreaker, so only needs to go 1 game up on Alexandria in the final 2. Swing and a miss for Martinez, which means either only needs to win today and tomorrow, and Alexandria loses either today to the Giants or tomorrow to the Senators, or only wins one of the 2 games, which it looks likely that they're going to do today, although that game's still technically early, and Alexandria loses both. Pick off towards first, not in time to get right.
Well, if the scores hold where they're at, Olney would need a win or an Alexandria loss, and Alexandria would need a win and an Olney loss.
However, Alexandria will play Southern Maryland, who they are the better team in that matchup. Meanwhile, Olney will play the Big Train, and they are the worst team in that matchup. And the Big Train already have a lead, 1-0 in that game. 2 strikes now on John Martinez, and Reed Little looking to escape this inning after he loaded the bases with nobody out and a run already in. He is sharpened up here later in the inning.
Yeah, you are going to see the Big Train sit some people, and Olney will be going all out in that game.
0-2. Martinez chopped foul. With that being said, I mean, the Big Train, they won't use their high leverage arms in all likelihood, but they don't really have bats to sit. Everyone in this lineup can produce, and there's only 2 bench players on the offensive side.
Also, Olney in the 3rd, 12 runs, 4 hits.
A lot of walks, some hit by pitches. 0-2, Martinez stays alive with a foul ball into the Braves dugout. Sun is setting over in left field in foul territory, and the night has cooled off considerably. Reed Little's offering, bounced foul again. Martinez has fouled off 3 consecutive pitches to the left side.
And also, like you said, 3 runs already home in the inning for Bethesda. Only 2 hits. A decent amount of walks induced by Little has not helped him.
Gonzalez leadoff double. Brett Ott single. 2 hit by pitches and a walk. And then a sac fly and a fielder's choice, both for RBIs. Pickoff towards right, not in time. Martinez steps back in, still behind the count 0-2, but he's made a battle of it. Little works homeward. Ground ball through the left side, an RBI single with 2 outs for John Martinez. The Big Train are up 6-0.
And this is the type of start you want in any game, but you got low leverage arms coming in to close this game out. They got a 6-run lead to deal with. You don't want to be stressing with extra innings or a close, hard-fought game and something like this. You want to just get a nice, easy win and stay hot. Not to say they've won already, but it's only the 4th, but looking good so far.
We've seen the Braves post a lot of runs here at home. First pitch to Skaronski is in the dirt. Skaronski 0 for 1. Every Big Train hitter has already been on today. It's only the 4th inning. 1-0. Check swing, but no offer. Big Train have 4 hits. They have walked 3 times, been hit by 2 pitches. 2-0 in the dirt, and it clipped Skoronsky on the foot. Bases reload for the most dangerous hitter in the Cal Ripken League, and that'll spell the end of Reed Little's day. I should correct myself before I forget. Brennan Wright actually hasn't technically reached base. He's been on the fielder's choice, but has not extended his on-base streak. That's notable. He's the guy who it's most important for to actually get on, and has not done so. Big Train have batted around. They've hit 9. Reed Little's day is done. We will get you a new reliever after the break on the Big Train Baseball Network. Big Train dominating this game 6-0 in the 4th. New pitcher on the mound is Ben Kogar. Kogar has 6 appearances. This will be his 7th. He's worked 5 2/3, a 12.70 ERA. His worst outing came against the Big Train all the way back on June 8th. He worked 1 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 earned, and struck out 1. His first offering to Gonzalez with the bases loaded is a strike at the knees. Joining me for the rest of this half inning and likely all of the bottom half is a special guest, our social media and graphic designer, social media guru and graphic designer, Caroline Smith. Caroline, pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure to be on. It's a dream come true.
We are getting everyone on, guests that have expressed interest in joining us, and Caroline does such a good job. Gonzalez ripped down the right field line. That is in the corner, and a fair ball. It is fielded by Adelman. 2 runs will score. Skoronsky goes first to third. Emilio Gonzalez picks up a 2 RBI single. Big Train have posted 6 in the inning and 8 in the game. Caroline, you had some fun yesterday designing an Emilio Gonzalez win graphic after his incredible day.
Yeah, I try to feature a guy who does super well, defensively or at the plate in each win graphic. Usually somebody I try to not use the same guys over and over again, and I know I've used Emilio a couple of times, but I couldn't not use him with the night that he had last night.
Well, it's hard to limit your usage of the league MVP, or presumed league MVP. I don't want to speak too soon. Matthew Wesley takes the ball outside. However, Gonzalez entered today hitting .411 with an OPS of 1,083, 9 doubles, 4 homers, 33 runs batted in, 32 scored. Ball 2 is outside, and 17 walks to 14 strikeouts. He has supplemented that with a double and a 2 RBI single in his 3 at-bats. And I think yesterday's graphic was a little extra special. You actually put his stat line on the win graphic, which I feel like you don't usually do.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before, but it was either that or put it in the caption, and I feel like 5 for 5 with 2 home runs deserves better than just
the
having
caption.
It as a notice in the caption.
You also, you had a busy day yesterday. On top of that, you got the Drew Bellis strikeout record graphic and the Brennan Wright single season big train record for on base streak. What goes into your process when you're making graphics like that? Strike to Matthew Wesley.
Well, I knew both of those had a high likelihood of happening, so I had some ideas beforehand. With the Bellis one specifically, I wanted it to mirror the one that I did for 50 strikeouts, just so it made sense, continuity-wise. So I knew what I was going to do for that, and then for the Brennan Wright one, I just wanted to emphasize, how long 31 games is. So that was the main point of that graphic.
Matthew Wesley strikes out on a foul tip. That'll do it for the top of the 4th. We'll keep Caroline here for the bottom when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Has been turned over to the bullpen on both sides. Lucas Marrero's fantastic day is done. He has his best outing of the season. 3 innings, 1 walk, 1 hit, 3 walks, no runs scored, and 5 strikeouts. Jordan Capuano on to pitch. On the other side, Reed Little's book line is complete after the Wesley strikeout ended the 4th. 3 2/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, and 3 strikeouts. First pitch to Ryan Santangelo is fouled straight back. With me again for the bottom of the 4th is our graphic designer and social media aficionado, Caroline Smith. And Caroline was talking before the break about what goes into making some of the special graphics, and the Big Train have had a special season. She's gotten the chance to make a lot of fun, unconventional graphics that aren't just win-loss and lineups. Line drive into center. Bredot misses on the dive. Santangelo rounds first, and he'll have second standing up. He will hold there. A leadoff double for Ryan Santangelo, his second time aboard. Caroline, just like creative process-wise, how long does a graphic, let's say, that isn't templated, so something like your Brendan Wright on base graphic, where you're just making one of those, how long is that going to take you to make?
It depends on how in-depth I want to go for it, and whether or not I start off with an idea or not. A lot of times kind of brainstorming what I want to actually do for it takes the longest time. I have a specific set of fonts and like things like shapes, lines, and I have all my colors laid out, so that setting things up doesn't take too long because I reuse a lot of the templates even for like non-specific templated stuff. I would say if I really need to get something done, I could probably make a decent one in half an hour, but I would go with an hour to have something that I really like.
So are you starting on these like beforehand, before you get to the ballpark? 2-0 now to Kendall Cassidy after Capuano misses his first two pitches outside.
Yeah, for a lot of the milestone stuff, I have them prepared pre-game just so I can have them get out at good times. But if I don't, I'm sitting up in the producer's booth, just grinding away, listening to you guys talk about the game, so I can know what's going on while still doing my work.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a long time coming, getting you back on the broadcast. You are up there in the booth with us, sitting with Gibson Hurd on the other side of the glass wall that separates the producer's booth from the announcer's booth. And you hear us a lot. Sometimes you put on Gibson's headset and talk to us, but haven't had you on the broadcast. Were you on early in the season, or?
Yeah, Jackson interviewed
you had,
me.
okay, but this will extended time, this time on the radio, which is a little different. Ball 4 on 4 pitches to Cassidy, so the first two aboard against Capuano. Now, when you're getting to the ballpark, you arrive the same time as us at 4:30, at least for the home games. What does a day in the life look like for you?
Well, I get to the ballpark, come in, set up my computer. Typically, we don't have lineups that early, so I can't get started on the lineup graphic yet. But I like to use that pregame time to get ahead of my work.
That ball was socked to right by Alexi Goldhill. It was dropped by Steele off the hop, but Santangelo, who already got in trouble trying to run through a stop sign, creates a similar issue and has to hold at third. So the base is loaded, nobody out, and Goldhill is robbed of an RBI by his teammate. Continue.
But so pregame, I usually like to get ahead on my work, make a game day graphic for the next home game if I have any other outstanding stuff that I need to work on. Before the All-Star game that never ended up happening, a lot of my free time pregame was spent either working on the rollout graphics or graphics that we were going to use on the broadcast but sadly never got to use.
That game getting canceled was a hit to all of us. Everyone was slated to have a special day. All three of our broadcast team was supposed to do 3 innings of play-by-play, 3 innings of color. You obviously got to make a lot of really fun graphics that you did get to post some of them, but obviously some of the others went to waste. 0-2 quickly to J.W. Kohlmeyer. And
a couple ones that I'm really sad went to waste is I made ones for the media team, and I never got to post them.
Yeah, I have that saved on my phone, but obviously without an all-star game, there can't be an all-star broadcaster. So
yeah, that was a gut punch that I didn't get to share those.
3-pitch strikeout of J.W. Kohlmeyer. Capuano goes at him with the fastball, gets a huge first out. Second time Kohlmeyer's been set down on strikes. Now, let's let the viewers know, don't spoil too much, but do you have a little something cooking for the playoffs?
In my mind, yes. Nothing has been finalized or put onto my computer yet, but I do want to do something special for especially our home games because, you know, we have so many fans who come to game after game and really show up for the team. And just to pay a little tribute to them for hanging out with us all season, I want to do something special for the playoffs.
If you're listening at home, Big Train will have a home playoff game on this Thursday. That's July 24th. It'll be at 7 p.m. First pitch to Bouffard is a strike. Excuse me, that's the second pitch. Counts even at 1. Then a road game on the Friday. TBD on the opponent. Should the 2 games be split, there will be another home game on Saturday. And whether the Big Train win that series in 2 games or 3 games, if they do win the series, then game 1 of the championship will be at home on Sunday, July 27th. Ball 2 to Bouffard. And again, the same pattern. Game 1 will be at home of the championship. Game 2, a week from today, would be on the road. And a potential game 3 on Tuesday, July 29th, assuming no rainouts between now and then, which is a bold assumption to make, knock on wood, would be the game. Get your playoff tickets now. We have posted some graphics and infomercials, pop-up foul. Posted some videos on our social media, one to be exact, with another one coming out on Wednesday. Information on how to get your tickets presented in a fun way.
A very fun way.
Go check that out.
Everyone I've shown that to so far has loved it.
It was fun to make. It was a shame you were a little late to the ballpark yesterday because of your other job and that you couldn't have a hand in helping create it, but you were the one who posted it, so credit there.
I did the hard work of pressing post.
And if we make any more tomorrow, I'm sure you'll have a hand. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. Capuano punches out back-to-back hitters, and he's 1 out away from escaping a bases-loaded 2-out jam. Top of the lineup, Franklin Gomez is 0 for 2. He's looking to extend a 10-game hit streak. Bouffard, who just struck out looking, now 0 for 14 on the season. First pitch swinging and missing from Franklin Gomez. What about, I know we've talked a lot about Emilio Gonzalez has a high likelihood of being the MVP. 1-0 check swing, but no offer. And obviously, Kide Atatui has had the all-impressive season. He's going to finish the year with an 0.31 ERA. He's the front runner for pitcher of the year. Anything in mind for either of those graphics?
Just something really special. That was kind of my thinking for the All-Star Rollout graphics too. This is something that the guys should be really proud of themselves for, and I wanted to make something that reflects that, because if I were a Big Train player and I made the All-Star game, or if I won pitcher or hitter of the year, I would want something that reflected all of the work that I had put in. So I would hope somebody would make something nice for me if I was on the other end. So that's my thinking with that.
At some point, we're going to have to make a graphic for Caroline, shouting out all of her hard work on the graphics.
I would love to see one.
Gibby, our producer, has got some slight hand working on graphics of his own, so wouldn't be shocked if he could cobble something together worthy of all the incredible work you've done.
I would print it out and put it on my fridge.
If you don't follow our social media pages, at GoBigTrain on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is where most of Caroline's work gets shown, although occasionally stuff will venture onto Twitter. And you should go check it out. It's marvelous stuff and just so impressive. A one-man show over here, a one-woman show, and what she's able to do. I have a friend on broadcasting on Cape Cod. I was talking to him on the phone yesterday, and I asked him how big is his media team, and he said they have 2 graphic designers and 2 social media interns who don't do graphic design but run the accounts. Caroline essentially does it all on her own. 2-2 pitch is high.
I have help from you guys and our photographer Mark, so it's not a one-woman show, but I have a lot of help.
I mean, you do have help. We, the writers and broadcasters, help run the Twitter. Capuano holding his shoulder. He wants to talk to his head coach, Sal Colangelo. But I mean, as far as the graphics go and making sure everything gets posted on time, it's pretty much all you. Team trainer out to talk to Capuano, who after that pitch looked over at the dugout and is grabbing at his throwing shoulder. Really not what the big train need to see here. Capuano, not one of their highest leverage guys, but certainly every arm is important going into the playoffs. He's having a discussion now. A full count, 2 outs, and the base is loaded. Inning could end on the very next pitch, but we'll have to wait a while for that. Trevor Orth was warming up in the pen. He will come in. Capuano's day is done. We will take a quick break. We'll come back for a very pivotal at-bat with Orth facing Franklin Gomez. Caroline will stick with us for what could be one pitch or could be more when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Well, Trevor Orth on to pitch with a full count, 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Jordan Capuano left the game with an injury. He's talking to the trainer, Sal, and his mom as well. Well, Orth enters in a jam, tough spot to come on to pitch, especially against the best hitter on this team. Payoff, fouled back. Caroline Smith still alongside me for the rest of this inning, however long it is. Caroline, with the inning coming possibly to a close, are there anything you want to share with the viewers or the listeners at home that you haven't yet?
Nothing that immediately comes to mind besides how helpful all of you guys have been in, post-game interviews, doing the recaps, all of those little videos that we post.
Ball 4, walks in the first run of the game. Franklin Gomez trots to first. Everyone else advances 90 feet. Trent Edelman steps to the plate. I mean, we run, or specifically you run, the best social media page in the Cal Ripken League, I think, without question.
That may be a little biased coming from you and me, because I agree. But
Edelman ducks out of the way of ball one. But I mean, the amount of content that gets churned out on our page is unmatched across the other 7 teams and even the Cal Ripken League Instagram itself.
I think it really helps that I have all of my assets loaded and ready to go. I do almost everything on one document, so I can see everything that I've previously done, because obviously I want everything to look cohesive but be different. So it helps that I just keep a massive document of everything. That's my secret.
You stay on theme. I've noticed everything primarily green, reflecting the Big Train's primary color. They're in their black and gray road uniforms today. The home uniform is green. They have no white uniform. 2-1 pitch, high again. North in danger of walking in another run. But you've also, like you said, everything's a little different at the same time. The one that sticks out to me, I think, is the tribute to Latin Baseball Night, where you were able to incorporate the green but also the yellow and red that were used on our shirts, on the jerseys of the players, and all the interns got the same jersey. Another run walked home. Scores 8-2. Charlie Brinkman steps to the plate. He'll be the 8th man to bat. That was one where you had to workshop that graphic for a while. First edition had turned out, and there was some feedback, but that was one I was really impressed with, the way it turned out, the final version of it, and especially given the process that you went through to make it.
Yeah, I got a couple of notes that the way as I changed the colors of the Giants logo looked like the Packers logo. I was aware of that. I pointed that out before I posted it. And a couple of text messages from Quincy Bell, who's a Bears fan. I decided to change it for the second game day graphic that I posted, and people received that one much better. But it was fun getting to work with different colors than I usually do, and it was nice to have a color palette ready to build off of, because color is the one thing that I struggle with most in designs. I feel like I don't have the best eye for color, so it's always nice when I have a predetermined logo to use.
Well, you've done a fantastic job with the green. I didn't know, like, green is always a color that never been one of my favorites, but it has obviously turned into that with working for the Big Train, and it helps that all of your graphics are pleasing on the eye.
Even before I worked here, green's been my favorite color for a while, so it ended up working out perfectly that I get to use a lot of green in my designs.
3-1 the pitch from Orth to Brinkman inside, and 3 consecutive runs walked home from Trevor Orth. Those will all be charged to Jordan Capuano. Charlie Magulik, the 9th batter of the inning, and the Braves have batted around, and suddenly a big swing here, and the lead can get cut to 2 or 1.
Since I'm finally on the broadcast when the term batted around has been used, I disagree. I think batting around is 10 batters, and we posted a poll on our Instagram story, and the majority agreed with 10 batters.
It was, to be clear, a very slight majority. Strike one to Magulik. And we have successfully been able to quiet Caroline Smith, Gibson Hurt, the 2 members of our media team who think batting around involves 10 batters, which is incorrect. Slow grounder to first. Gonzalez fields, steps on first to end the inning. 3 runs are plated, all walks allowed by Orth, but charged to Capuano. Braves are on the board. It's 8-3. That'll do it for Caroline Smith's time on the broadcast. Caroline, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Steele back up to the plate. Eliav Brooks Rubin alongside me is Quincy Bell. You guys just heard from Caroline Smith and Gibson Hurt tinkering with the dials. He'll be on the broadcast tomorrow. Join us at 7 p.m. or join Quincy and Jackson. It's my day off. Ball 1, low to Peyton Steele.
I will say this. Raquel, when we were first hired, boss Raquel, when we were first hired, she asked if anyone had graphics to use for the social media pages. I don't know if she was aware that Caroline was going to be doing it all.
Ground ball to third base, fielded by Goldhill. Throw on to first in time. Peyton Steele's retired for the second time today.
Well, I don't know if she was aware that Caroline was going to do all of them, so she asked if anyone had any graphics or templates to submit. And I do some graphic design on the side just for fun, not anything serious. So I sent her some. And then when everyone saw Caroline stuff, it was very apparent that my graphics weren't going to be used. Not necessarily that mine were like that bad. It's just Caroline's were so much better.
Caroline does a fantastic job. Ball 1 to Brett Ott. He has walked, has an RBI single, and scored twice. Set at the belt is Ben Kogar, who recorded the final out of the 4th. Now back on for the 5th, throws ball 2, again in the dirt. He came on to relieve Reed Little, allowed an RBI single to Gonzalez, and then struck out Wesley. Now he works against Brett Ott, who picked up just his 2nd hit in the month of July, his last time at the plate, which was an inning ago. 2-0 inside. Ott all the way ahead at 3-0. Looking to reach for the 3rd time today. Kogar at the belt. Now delivers. And low. Brett Ott works a 4-pitch leadoff walk. Or excuse me, 1-out walk. And Parker Corbin steps to the plate.
Strong day for Ott. 3 times on base, 2 walks and a single.
Ott has upped his walk count now to 19 across 25 games. Here's Parker Corbin. He has had his best day offensively in a while. His first double since the middle of June. To be specific, June 21st. First extra base hit since a homer on June 28th. First multi-RBI day since July 5th. And we're only in the 5th inning. Strike 1 at the knees to Corbin. Now Kogar back on the rubber, taking his time with Brett Ott over at first. Low leg kick, almost a slide step. Line drive sharply and inside the right field line. That'll go for extra bases again. Ott rounding third. He gets the windmill. He will score standing up. Parker Corbin heading for third. No throw from Kohlmeyer. And Parker Corbin has himself a stand-up triple. His first of the season. The Big Train are on top 9-3.
And he's got the double and the triple to go with a sac fly. He's halfway to the cycle. He's got, with this being a small park and plenty of game left, he could get there.
Corbin does have 2 home runs on the season. One was June 28th against Alexandria. One was June 9th against the DC Grays.
And Big Train lead the league in triples now with 8.
Josh Skaronski's got 3 of them. No other hitter has more than 1. On the Big Train, that is. No other hitter in the league outside of
There's
Skaronski.
a few guys with 2.
On the Big Train?
In the league.
In the league, yes.
In the league with 2.
Big Train, nobody else has more than 1. In the league, nobody has 3 outside of Skaronski. Skaronski has 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs. Ball inside, that's 2-0 now to J.J. Hand. Big Train respond to the 3-run 4th inning. They've plated 1, the infield in. J.J. Hand popped foul. A chance to plate another one just 90 feet away. It's Parker Corbin, who has had himself a fantastic day. He has had 3 RBI in this game for just the 3rd time all season. He'll have the chance to pick up more. He'll have at least one more at-bat in this game, barring a mercy roll. Although, even with the score, I think he would have to bat for the Big Train to go up 12.
Quick little update around the league. The Giants have squandered the lead against the Aces. It's now 11-8, Alexandria top of the 6th.
And Olney, who went up 12-0 in the top of the first, is now up 15-6. They let it get to 13-6, but played it 2 more in top of the 5th, so they still are comfortably ahead. J.J. Hand, hot shot, but foul.
And deep into the beautiful sunset, really, here from South County High School. A nice orange sky with some gray clouds and fading into dark blue at the top.
Yeah, over in left field, kind of in foul territory. A baseball sky, as they call it. Clouds adding to the mystique of the night. Payoff. Low ball 4. J.J. Hand works a walk. For the second time, he's aboard, and Brennan Wright comes to the plate. He has not been on base yet. Looking to change that and extend the on-base streak to 32.
Does have an RBI and a run scored, but getting on base didn't count because it was a force out. We'll see. He hammered the ball his first 2 at-bats, opposite field, but just right at the left field of Brickman.
2 line drives into left field. Both were caught. A ground ball to the second baseman, Kohlmeyer. Takes strike 1. He swung at the first pitch each of the last 2 at-bats, but not this time. On 1 the count. Kogar comes home. Wright takes low. Brennan Wright this season, not just a 31-game on-base streak, a 14 straight game stretch where he's been on base multiple times in every game. He has been off the charts impressive offensively. The on-base percentage, a tick under 500. It sits at 497. He works the count to 2-1.
Yeah, he's been great. He played a ton at Meridian Community College, led them in average on base, hits, stolen bases. Pretty much everything there is to lead in. And then he's going to South Alabama next year, and he's got a great momentous season here in summer to add to that.
3-1 the count after a ball low.
Just needs 1 more to get it to 33 games. It'd be 32, and he already has tomorrow in the bag. If the game gets finished, that is.
Kogar set. 3-1 pitch. There it is. Brennan Wright achieves a full season of on base in every single game. He picks up his 32nd straight game on base. Tomorrow will be 33. He gives a fist pump. The bases are loaded, and the Big Train are threatening again in the 5th.
So that now moves him, if you count tomorrow, moves him to 33, which is sole possession of 3rd place for the longest streak. He passes Mark Catula of the 2021 Aces.
Pop fly, short right field. Right behind the second base bag is Kohlmeyer. No tag applicable, too short, and there are 2 away.
But he passes Mark Catula of the 2021 Aces, who had a 31-game streak. And he passes Will Kengor of the 2013 Rockville Express if tomorrow's game gets finished. So he now moves into sole possession of 3rd. I don't know. I'd imagine you could count the playoff games that he plays if he gets on base in the playoffs.
My guess is those streaks probably don't count, but with the Big Train only playing a 35-game season due to rainouts, that'll be...
I think they would.
We'll see.
I think they would.
We'll see what the Cal Ripken League office decides. But one way or another, Brennan Wright has completed an incredible offensive season with a 33-game on-base streak. And even more impressively, the Big Train have played 35 games. Brennan Wright's played in 33 of them. But 2 of those, the 2 he got off, were both parts of doubleheaders. So every day that the Big Train have played a baseball game,
he's out there.
Brennan Wright has been in the lineup. The only guy this season who has posted every single day for the Bethesda Big Train. The league record is for regular season only, so Wright cannot catch the 36 or the 38. He'll finish third all time as Skoronski takes strike 2. But not much he can do about that. If the Big Train had been able to play 40 games, it's very likely Wright would have played in 37 or 38 of them and been right up there with the chance to tie Lamar Briggs at the top.
And even if he played in those 2 games he got off, he'd still be one short.
Yeah. 1-2 the count. Pitch to Skoronski inside. Skoronski today 0 for 1. He's walked and been hit by a pitch, left on second twice. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Big Train lead 9-3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for 39, Josh Skoronski. His number reflected on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Bouncer. Kogar fields off one hop. A light toss to first off the bag, and Josh Skoronski is safe. A critical error from Ben Kogar, who just tried to lob it over to first and took way too much off of it, lifted it off the bag, and an E1 for another run.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's the gimme of all gimmies that Kogar makes an error on.
Big Train have plated double-digit runs for the 4th time, or for the 5th time in 5 games against the Metro SoCo Braves. Emilio Gonzalez bats. He picked up 2 runs batted in his last time at the plate. That brought him to 35 on this season. Which means he'll finish the year with 1 per team game played and over 1 per personal game played. This is his 30th appearance. Pop fly left side foul territory, hooking out of the ballpark. And a chance to pick up more runs batted in here with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a struggling pitcher in Ben Kogar dealing to him.
Yeah, like you said, he could get to 40. Not out of the question. He's got 35 and can get up to 4 with 1 swing here.
Pitch inside. Makes the count 2-1. The rest of the game today and the game tomorrow, absolutely 40 is in play. Gonzalez, a hot shot into center, pushing Gomez back on the warning track, but he has room to make the catch. Big Train score 2. Brennan Wright achieves the on-base streak in every game of the regular season, and the Big Train lead 10-3, middle 5. Trevor Orth back out after a laborious end to the fourth inning, on for the fifth. He walked the first three he faced, came in a tough spot, bases loaded, and a full count. But walked Gomez, Edelman, and Brinkman to score Santangelo, Cassidy, and Goldhill. Came on in relief of the injured Capuano. Throws ball one outside to a pinch hitter. Replacing Ryan Santangelo is Nick Frankozenko, who takes low. Santangelo walked and doubled, was caught in between third and home in the second, scored in the fourth. 2-0 is high to Frankozenko. Braves love to make mid-game substitutions. We saw it the last time these two teams met, where they took out about 3 or 4 of their guys in the fifth inning.
Yeah, it happened a lot when they played here in that 15-13 game, although that was a lot of, like, they brought in multiple pinch runners in that game and a few, like, high-leverage pinch hitters.
3-1 the count. Orth misses in. Leadoff walk issued to the pinch hitter Frankozenko. Frankozenko, the Towson Tiger, playing in his 29th game. Was a Cal Ripken League All-Star, so one All-Star replaces another. Kendall Cassidy stays in the game. Frankozenko will likely take up catching duties in the top half of the sixth. First pitch to Cassidy outside. Hand twirling to make that grab.
You got a big lead for the big trim, but you'd like to keep it that way. You don't want any more real long innings with a ton of walks.
1-0. Orth misses up.
Now, Orth has been pretty solid this year. Last time out, 3 innings, no runs. 4.91 ERA, pretty serviceable. Has struggled with the walk a little bit.
Pop fly out of play.
He now has 15 walks to 10 strikeouts, but still pretty solid.
He's limited the damage, at least somewhat. He has allowed an ERA of 4.9. He's only allowed a 171 batting average against. 2-1 at the knees for a strike.
Well, infamously, he began last season working in the concession stand, and then Sal pulled him into pitch. I want to know if they let Jackson pitch tomorrow.
That would be fun. I'd be happy
in a game that just functionally doesn't matter.
Be happy to step in relief on the call.
No, I'm taking the call for that one.
No. Step in.
I'm taking play-by-play.
Jackson's step in Jackson's spot on.
I
color.
knew what you. I get what you mean now, but I'm taking the play-by-play for that.
Payoff from Orth.
Not that that's going to happen.
Misses. He's walked the first 2. I don't think it will either. This team well accustomed. And Orth was a college pitcher who was working in the...
Well, so is Jackson. D3 arm.
This is true. Jackson has appeared
That's why I said
times.
him and not me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It definitely wouldn't be you or me taking the rubber.
This is a good point. Jackson, a rising senior at Carleton College. Trevor Orth, meanwhile, got 10 outs without allowing a single base runner after being pulled out of the concession stand. In 2023, he called Lorton, Virginia his home. He played for these Braves, appeared in 5 games. He was not as effective, 17.28 ERA across 8 1/3. Pitching in a revenge situation here. It's the first time he's faced the Braves this year. Pop-up foul. He's walked 5 and recorded just 1 out. It has not been his finest outing.
No runs to his line, though.
He did push across 3 inherited runners, but able to get the final out of the 4th. Throws a strike to Alexi Goldhill and count now 1-2.
We saw him at the Nationals game on the 4th of July.
That we did. He was sitting right in front of you guys. Trevor Worth, that is, not Goldhill. 1-2. Goldhill on the ground to Martinez. He flips to right on to first, a double play. Trevor Worth gets the tailor-made 6-4-3, and he's 1 out away from working out of a jam.
Yeah, myself, Gibson, and Caroline all went to the Nationals-Red Sox game on the 4th, and we did see Trevor there.
I was there separately with some of my other friends and migrated it over to you guys for a little bit. Did not see Trevor myself.
Saw the Red Sox put a beating on the Nationals, 11-2.
That's my Sox. Check swing. And an offer from Kohlmeyer for strike 1. Kohlmeyer today has been punched out twice. Once by Marrero, once by Capuano. He bats with a runner on third and 2 outs. Big Train leading 10-3 in the 4th. At the letters, a slider for strike 2.
Yeah, good pitch. A lot of break on that curve.
0-2, 2 outs. Trevor Worth walked the first 2, looking to escape without any harm. He comes home to Kohlmeyer. Pitch above the eyes. One, two. Pop up behind the plate and out of play. Lands just on the other side of the fence separating the parking lot from the bleachers. One, two. Orth unleashes again high. Hand
Oh, he almost fell over behind the rubber.
and a little off balance. Orth has thrown 20 balls to 14 strikes in this outing. 34 pitches in total. He's retired 3. He's walked 5. But no runs to his line yet. Looking to keep it that way by getting Kohlmeyer out. 2-2. Swing and a miss. J.W. Kohlmeyer goes down swinging for the 3rd time. J.J. Hand throws to first to complete the strikeout. And Orth works around 2 walks to start off the inning. The Big Train still leading by 7 after 5. Ben Kogar continues to work into the 6th. The Big Train lead 10-3. Two of those runs charged to Kogar. He's worked an inning and a third. He gets Wesley, Steele, and Ott. Matthew Wesley on the day, 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Reached on an E6 in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. Strike at the letters.
Yeah, not a great day for Wesley, but there's still a lot of game left.
0-1 is low. Wesley enters the day on a 7-game hit streak. He's already extended his on-base streak to 15. Takes ball 2.
The longest hit streak in Cal Ripken League history is 24 games. We were looking at that when we were checking to see if Wright's on-base streak would count if they go to the postseason.
Longest hit streak this season is 12. A rare offensive feat not accomplished by a big train hitter. It was Derek Almeida, whose streak ended on Friday. Almeida of the Alexandria Aces. 3-1 now to Matthew Wesley. Kogar in danger of walking the leadoff man. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Wesley right on top of it.
And speaking of Alexandria, they have maintained their 11-8 lead into the bottom of the 7th against Gaithersburg.
Aces with a win today will need either a win or an only loss tomorrow to clinch the bye. Only needs a win today and a win tomorrow.
Well, they should win today. They're up 16-6.
Wesley takes a walk. He's aboard for the 2nd time.
But you're right. It'd be only we need a win and an Alexandria loss. Alexandria would need a win or an only loss.
Big Train will play only tomorrow. That's a resumed game from earlier in the week. Score at the time of the break was
1-0.
1-0.
Big Train.
Big Train plated a run in the 3rd. They'll have a runner on first with 1 out when the game resumes in the bottom of the 3rd. Ball 1 in the dirt to Steele. It'll be Skoronsky, Gonzalez, and Steele to bat. And interestingly, Logan Panett in the lineup in tomorrow's game. So they will have to replace him, likely with John Martinez. Ball 2 low. Panett done for the year. If you weren't with us earlier, has a shoulder injury.
Yeah, they'll move Corbin to 3rd. And
Imagine
put Panett, and put Martinez at 2nd.
The other option is they could put in Wesley at 3rd and leave Martinez out. Those are the 2 guys on the bench, along with J.J. Hand, who they'll probably leave Murphy in. Hot shot, hooking foul, and out of play into the Braves bullpen. You can't really put in Hand, even though you might want to give Murphy 2 days off because then you don't have a backup catcher available. So Murphy will be in the game. It'll either be Wesley at 3rd and Martinez and Hand available off the bench, or it'll be Corbin at 3rd, Martinez and Wright in the middle infield in some order, and Wesley available off the bench, along with J.J. Hand.
I feel like you go Hand tomorrow.
You can't,
Oh, yeah, right.
Murphy is already in the lineup.
I was thinking in terms of just give Murphy as much rest, but then you legitimately couldn't put him in.
Yeah.
So.
3-1 the count.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I overlooked that.
If there were 3 catchers still healthy, then you probably go Hand. 3-1. Steele swings through a slider. But with just 2 catchers healthy, you got to roll with the guy who started, because in case of an injury, in a worst case scenario, you need to have a catcher available off the bench. Full count pitch. Matthew Wesley leads off first. Peyton Steele stands in. Kogar comes home. Inside, ball 4. The first 2 are aboard on walks. And Brett Ott, who's been on all 3 times, comes to the plate. Ott's got an RBI single. He's walked twice. He's scored 3 of the Big Train's 10 runs. Parker Corbin stands on deck. He's had his best game in a while, maybe of the whole season. He's got a double, a triple, a sac fly, 3 runs batted in. It's the first time all year he's had multiple extra base hits in a game.
He had 4 hits the last time he was at this field.
Ott takes a ball. He meaning Brett Ott,
Yes.
not Parker Corbin, who was 0 for 3 last time these two teams were here. So Brett Ott loves playing in South County. Takes another ball high.
I think he had 4 hits and a walk.
Yeah, he was aboard all 5 times.
He had 4 runs scored as well.
That was a high-scoring game. This one has been high-scoring on one side. Big Train have posted 10 runs in 5 innings. They have scored double digits every time taking on the Braves. The Braves, far and away the worst pitching staff in the league. Their ERA sits nearly 2 runs worse than any other team in the Cal Ripken League. They have a 7.60 ERA. The next closest is at 5.84. The Braves have allowed the most home runs. They've allowed 21. The next closest is the Aces at 13 entering the night. They're 6th in walks allowed, last in strikeouts from the pitching staff. Brett Ott sharply, but hooking foul. He was out in front. Big Train narrowing in on a sweep of the Braves in the regular season, a 5-0 slate. It would be their first sweep of a team since 2019 when they last swept the Braves. 2-1 outside.
You gotta like the Big Train's chances against whoever they match up with in the playoffs.
3-1 now the count. Kogar set at the belt, misses low. Brett Ott works a walk, his 3rd of the day. Big Train have loaded the bases with nobody out, and Parker Corbin a chance to have his season high in RBIs if he can plate even just 1 run.
I think you gotta get Kogar out of there. There's just been a ton of walks for him. He's walked 5, 6.
He's walked
6 actually.
6
3
walks
in a row to start this inning.
6 walks. He's retired just 4 batters. Bases loaded, nobody out, all on walks. First pitch to Corbin, who is looking at a tight slider for strike 1. He's in no hurry to take the bat off his shoulder with the wildness of Kogar. Pitch, high and out. Braves will play at the Grays tomorrow. That'll be a win in advance, lose and go home playoff game, ball 2 high.
Yeah, the Grays are just in no interest to pitch anyone of need today against Olney. And really the Braves aren't in doing this same thing here.
Should the Braves beat the Grays? Parker Corbin, high fly, deep into right, pushing back Edelman. He's 1 step in front of the wall, makes the catch. Parker Corbin this close to a grand slam. Instead, it's a sac fly. His 2nd of the game, his season high 4th RBI, but he just missed a big one.
Yeah, 4 straight at-bats with an RBI. Hard to complain, but man, that was close.
That'll spell the end of Ben Kogar's day. We'll take a break on the Big Train Baseball Network. There's 1 away in the 6th. Big Train have plated 11 runs already with 2 more on base and just 1 out. We'll be The Braves have emptied the well of pitchers they want to use tonight. They have gone to the position player Tony DiChiera, listed as a catcher. He is out of Monmouth. This is his first pitching appearance, unsurprisingly.
They're down 8 runs, and this game just doesn't matter for them. So, I mean, I see no problem with it, at least on their end.
Big Train have runners on the corners, 1 out. J.J. Hand bats, top of the lineup, due up next. Jake Titus, a pitcher for the Big Train, was listed as available on the score sheet as a hitter.
He's been walking around the dugout with batting gloves and a bat the whole day.
Pop up into right. This one's a lot shorter than the last. Edelman makes the grab, tagging from third, and coming home to score is Peyton Steele. A sac fly and an RBI for J.J. Hand. 2 away in the 6th, but it would be pretty fitting if they elected to let the pitcher hit against the position player.
You got to, I feel.
I think
in a game like this, you got to.
The spot for that, in my mind, would be in place of Matthew Wesley, who's doing the DHing today, because then Titus doesn't have to go play the field after.
Yeah.
So,
hey, put him in the outfield. Who says he can't?
12 runs across for the Big Train. 12-3 the lead. The mercy rule is 12-run lead after 7. They need 3 more to get there without allowing a run. Brennan Wright stands in. He set the record for Big Train on-base streak at 31 yesterday. He extended it to 32 with a walk in the 5th. He already has been on base in tomorrow's game, which is resumed in the 3rd inning. He will finish the season on base in every single game he appears in, at least the regular season.
We saw on the record site there were stats that included playoff games, and the on-base streak wasn't on there. So I think if he gets on base in the playoff games, those should count.
Fouls away at 2-1. Hits it hard, but straight back.
Because, like, for streaks, I don't see why. I get the regular, like, counting stats for the regular season, but, like, Chris Davis's infamous games without being on base streak, that's stretched over 2 seasons. Like, I don't see why Brennan Wright those playoff games should be excluded.
Well, certainly a case to be made. We'll talk with the league about it. 2-2 pitch gets away from Frank Uzenko's in the catch. Count runs full. Brennan Wright now 1 pitch away from extending his streak to 15 straight games, reaching multiple times. The payoff is high. He's done it. So 32 straight games on base, 15 straight on base twice. He's worked walks in back-to-back innings. That brings John Martinez to the plate. Big Train continue to pile on. Martinez takes an off-speed for a strike. DiChiera throwing an off-speed is even a little bit of a surprise. But I'm sure,
a catcher,
I'm
I feel
sure
like
he pitched in high school.
I feel like as a catcher, you are more well-equipped to pitch than other position players.
High pop into left. Brinkman shaded a couple steps over to his left to make the catch for out number 3. Big Train plate 2 runs for the 4th time in this game. They lead 12-3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Orth stays out. He will face Andre Buffard, the shortstop. Buffard yet to reach base this season, the anti-Brennan Wright in the middle infield. He's 0 for 14.
I don't mean to laugh at that. Sorry.
He just arrived to this team late. All 8 of his appearances have come since July 10th. Takes ball too low. This is his 3rd start in a row. 2-0. Inside, 1 pitch away from reaching base for the first time. .30 is a strike. Orth looking to battle back. Behind 3-1 to Buffard. Here comes, it's high. Andre Buffard has reached base for the first time all season. He works a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 6th. He's off the schneid. Started the year, including today, 0 for 14.
In the last regular season game, he did it.
Did have a run and an RBI. The run, though, came after he was aboard via a fielder's choice or an error, something that...
Or a pitch ran.
All possibilities. Not sure exactly what it was, but it was not an on base until now. Ball 1 high. Top of the lineup, Franklin Gomez steps in. .1-0 pitch. Wave and a miss.
Gomez has had an uncharacteristically slow day at the plate. Just 1 walk and a lazy pop-up and a strikeout.
Well, Gomez teetering on the edge of losing his 10-game hit streak. He swings through strike 2. Gonzalez has extended his to 9. He's got 2 hits today. If he picks up 1 tomorrow, he'll have his second 10-game hit streak of the year. Not as impressive as a 20-game hit streak, but to do 10 twice in a 35-game season is remarkable. Should he get a hit tomorrow, Gonzalez will have played in 31 games and picked up 1 or more hits in 26 of them.
Pretty impressive.
Hits in over 80% of his games if he gets a hit tomorrow. Gomez stays alive with a pop foul. The last time any team in the Cal Ripken League swept the Hitter of the Year and Pitcher of the Year awards was the Big Train back in 2019. Kobe Cato and Chase Lee. Lee now in the major leagues pitching for the Tigers. Ball low. Big Train look likely to do that. They have at least the front runners.
They got like the top 2 or 3 for each, I'd feel. He's got Bellis or Atatui. And you got Gonzalez or
Skoronsky. Gonzalez, first in the league.
It's got to be Gonzalez.
OPS, I think.
And Atatui. It's got to be those 2.
More or less. Atatui has it going to finish the year with an 0.31 ERA. That'll be second best in league history. 2-2. Hot shot, left center field, chasing his Ott. He will not get there. Rounding for third is Buffard. Gonzalez has to hold at first. He extends his hit streak to 11. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Yeah, Gomez, he's just been crushing the ball this year. A lone bright spot in an otherwise season to forget for the South County Braves.
And just got to a fastball at the top of the zone. Gets on top of it. Really good job by Brett Ott, because that ball looked destined for extra bases, but he sprints over, cuts it off, and holds Franklin Gomez to first base. So runners at the corners for Trent Edelman, who takes the ball in. He's walked twice and struck out, yet to see a ball of his put in play. It's been busy out in right field. He's caught a number of fly balls, hits one out to center, pushing Brett Ott back. He looks up, it's off his glove. Made a leaping attempt, could not come up with it. Gets the ball in, rounding third and scoring is Franklin Gomez, a 2 RBI double for Trent Edelman, and the lead is now 7.
He just caught a fastball up in the zone and drove it out to center. Just had a good beat on it, but it just barely got over his head.
Deflected off of his glove on a full extension leap and just could not quite get there. 2 runs are plated. Franklin Gomez extends the hit streak to 11, cuts the lead to 7. The Big Train task to mercy rule gets that much harder, even facing a position player.
And even if you're facing a position player, you've faced guys throwing 90 all year. Now you got to face 80. It's not necessarily like it's a change. It's not like the easiest thing in the world. It's still a guy that knows how to pitch, I'm assuming.
2-0 to Charlie Brinkman. Brinkman has also walked twice and struck out like Edelman before him. Aces 3 outs away from securing a win and moving to a magic number of 1 for that second bye. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Now 2 outs away. Only dominating the Grays still, and Southern Maryland and Silver Spring playing a game that has no implications whatsoever. Strike 2 on the inside. Southern Maryland does lead the T-Bolts 6-2, but that game, like this one, is between 2 teams whose seeds are locked in for the playoffs. 2-2 pitch. Wave and a miss. Charlie Brinkman down on strikes for the second time. 1 away here in the 6th.
Second strikeout for Orth. Very nice.
Pinch hitter for Charlie Magulik. It's Nate Dudek, who has played on both sides of the ball like Kendall Cassidy. Dudek hitting 170 on the year, has a 1 home run, 7 runs driven in, 14 strikeouts.
Tall lefty, stands at 6'4".
On the pitching side, he has worked 7 games and started 1 with an ERA of 4.5. Back pick towards second, gets into center field, but Brett Ott hustling to back up, and Edelman stays
he
put.
didn't notice. He dove back and had his face was in the dirt.
Dudek pitched the last time these 2 teams met, actually started that game and allowed 4 earned runs in 1 inning. That was before that, had allowed just 1 earned run in 9 innings. Ball low to start off Dudek's day. So he struggled against the Big Train pitching. See if he can fare better with the bat in his hands. Orth comes home at the knees, but low again. Orth delivers, this time high, but a strike at the top.
We talked earlier that with the Aces about to beat Gaithersburg, and then so the Big Train, like we said earlier, are going to play either SoCo, DC, or the Senators. Against the South Division, the Big Train are 14-4.
Ball pops out of JJ Hand's mitt, and then he takes a tumble retrieving it, but Edelman, for all that, has to stay put at second.
He's got to be at third.
Well, not willing to risk giving up an out with his team down 7, but certainly a situation where he probably should have had third. But yeah, should the Braves reel off their first 2 road wins of the year tomorrow and Wednesday, then this will be a rematch between these 2 teams on Thursday. Strike 2 loads the count full. The more likely outcome is that the Grays beat the Braves tomorrow, and then a matchup between the 2 teams closest to each other in the South Division for the chance to play the Big Train on Thursday. Payoff pitch. Fouled back, will do it again.
Yeah, if they do play Southern Maryland, it's just a matter of which Southern Maryland team you get, because to start the year, that team was so good. It looked like there was it looked like no one could hang with them. I mean, even the first exhibition game of the year that got postponed due to the rain, they were up 5-0 on the big train in the first against James Gladden.
Wave and a miss.
But they put up 5 runs on James Gladden in the exhibition, and then they start the year 9-1. And it's like, oh, look at them go. Who's going to beat Southern Maryland this year? This is a team that had a losing record last year, but made it to the championship series, made a really big playoff run. They have a lot of those guys back, and they start the year 9-1. You're like, oh, wow, look at them go. And it's just been such a struggle for them down the stretch. They're 8-15 since that 9-1 stretch. So, and they've shown flashes, obviously, of being a really good team. You just don't know what you're going to get with that team.
Well,
they could look really, really good or just very poor.
The offense has really struggled of late for the Senators. Like, they have had a 10-game stretch at one point where they were scoring about 2.4 runs per game, which is anemic for any league, but especially for a high-scoring league like the Cal Ripken. Dudek was set down on strikes. Frank Uzenko bats for the second time. He pops up a 1-1 in foul ground, but Corbin giving chase and makes the grab for out number 3. Trevor Worth allows 2 runs to score, but sets down 3 in a row to keep the lead at 7. Back out for another inning of work. Josh Skoronsky, Emilio Gonzalez, and Matthew Wesley due up. First pitch to Skoronsky, low and away. Skoronsky today has been aboard 3 times but doesn't have a hit. Takes ball 2. He has walked, been hit by a pitch, and reached on an E1.
Yeah, he needs a catcher's interference and a hit for the on-base cycle. The Red Sox just lost due to a bases loaded catcher's interference. I'm sorry about that, Elio.
Don't remind me. Skoronsky takes out
okay.
ball 3.
The Cubs are losing to the Royals, and the Brewers are breathing down their neck to take the NL Central.
I have a meeting on the mound. Coach is going to head out. Just 3 pitches into this inning. Skoronsky entered today on a 7-game hit streak. He's got hits in 16 of his last 18. Yesterday went 2 for 6, struck out in his first 3 at-bats, but then turned his day around quickly with a double and a single. Finished the day 2 for 6 with a run scored. In his last 7, he has 11 hits.
They're taking DCR out.
And I think he may have pulled something in his arm.
That's not what you want to see after putting a position player on the mound.
So we'll have another pitcher. We'll enter the game with a 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th. We'll step aside and get you the new pitcher and his stats when we come back. Well, DiChiara's day is done. He only faces 3 batters, as Skaronski will be credited to the new pitcher who throws strike 1. It's Michael Lavanga, another position player, who in 22 games offensively is hitting just 146. Getting his first chance on the mound and gets Skaronski to pop up softly. Foul territory over the third base bag, and a diving grab by Goldhill, who overran it and had to come back. A big first out. Now DiChiara goes 0.2 innings, no runs on his line, just 1 walk. He allowed a sac fly. The run obviously credited to Ben Kogar.
Obviously.
Good start to the day for Michael Lavanga. First pitch to Gonzalez, high and away. We saw in his warm-ups, I mean, he's not throwing very hard. He's a position player, just come in to put strikes over the plate. Missed a lot, arm side and high in his warm-up pitches, and does so there on pitch 1 to Emilio. Pitch 2, much the same. Gonzalez 2 for 4 on the day.
Aces in Gaithersburg just went final. Alexandria won 11-9.
2-0 in for a strike. So Alexandria's magic number is 1. Only is well on their way to a win, which means Aces will play the Senators tomorrow. A win will clinch them a bye. A loss or an only loss will accomplish the same. An only win over Bethesda and an Alexandria loss to Southern Maryland would give only the 2 seed. 5 pitches, 4 balls to Emilio Gonzalez, who takes a walk for his 3rd time aboard. It's the 18th time he's walked this season.
It's the 11th walk in this game for SoCo pitchers.
Well, Matt Wesley at the plate, so no Jake Titus yet. We mentioned we thought we might see him at some point. Seems like maybe the next time the DH spot comes around. Wesley swings and misses at strike one. He's 0 for 2, looking to extend his hit streak to 8. A walk, a hit by pitch, 2 runs. Reached on an E6 and struck out in the 5th. 0-1 fouled back. Lavanga delivers. Wesley on the ground, right side. Diving stop by Kohlmeyer, comes up with the throw in time. Beautiful glove work from J.W. Kohlmeyer. Full extension to knock it down. Gets up to a knee and throws out Matthew Wesley, 2 away here in the 6th.
Yeah, it keeps him from extending that hit streak. It was a really nice play. And a real close play at first, but just in time.
Peyton Steele to bat. Steele, like Wesley, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd. Takes ball 1. So far, the 2 position players have combined to retire 4 batters and just walk 2. They haven't allowed a hit yet. Peyton Steele gets into this one. Out to left. Kiss it goodbye. A 2-run shot for Peyton Steele, his 2nd of the year. The Big Train lead is 14-5, and Steele has knotted up Gonzalez at 14 extra base hits.
And Lavanga, the position player, that's BP to Peyton Steele. It just crushes that one, no doubt, to left.
Well, finally a hit allowed by a position player, and Peyton Steele crushes one. A no-doubt shot. Big Train's first home run of the day. And Brett Ott bats. Big Train have scored 2 runs in 4 frames. They scored 6 in the 4th, and they've plated runs now in 4 straight innings. Brett Ott's been on all 4 times. Takes ball 1. Two 2-0 now the count. Ball 2 trickles low. Lavanga just tossing up there. Not throwing any special pitches. Just going fastballs. Left one upstairs to Peyton Steele. This time goes even higher up, and the count's 3-0 on Brett Ott. Ott has walked 3 times in this game. Takes a strike at the letters. It is the 3rd time that Brett Ott has walked 3 times in a game. The 2nd time happened just yesterday. 3-1, slow bouncer, and foul, counts full. Ott has not walked 4 times in a game yet.
You got Corbin on deck. Came feet away from a grand slam his last at bat.
Just missed one there. He'll have the chance against a position player as Brett Ott takes ball 4.
It's 4 walks for Brett Ott to go with a single. He's been on all 5 times today.
Reminiscent, if you've been with us last few times the Big Train have met the Aces, of Ernie Echeverria, who has walked.
Geez. I've gotten sick of him drawing walks. Oh my goodness.
He has
I think
walked.
he's second in the league in walks.
Yeah,
and
one behind Sung.
He started the year 3 for 53 or 3 for 30 or something crazy like that. And then now he's like in the top 10 and on base in the league. He just keeps drawing walks.
Wild pitch allows Brett Ott to advance to second. He was off with the pitch anyway. Had just 3 hits in the month of June, but he's taken a lot of walks, and about a third of his walks have come against the Big Train. He has been on 18 times in 23 plate appearances against the Bethesda Big Train. Just unbelievable what Ernie Echeverria has done. 2-0 now the count to Corbin. Corbin has picked up an RBI in all 4 plate appearances. a double, a triple, and 2 sacrifice flies. He scored on both of his base hits. And that takes ball 3. Parker Corbin, 28 walks. 3 now behind Brennan Wright for the team lead, right at 31. 3-0 pitch. Corbin takes a strike.
4 RBIs for Corbin. 2 for 2 since the sac flies won't count against his average.
3-1. Corbin line drive, but foul. A count is full with 2 outs. Braddock stands in scoring position. Parker Corbin, his most productive day maybe of the entire season. Looking to continue that here. Payoff. In the dirt, he takes a walk, his 29th of the season. He's aboard for the 3rd time. J.J. Hand steps to the plate. Hand, a productive day as well. 2 walks, a sac fly. Reached on an error, although he was picked off back in the 2nd. Hand looking for his first hit in his last 10 at-bats. This is just game number 7, start number 3 for Hand. Ball 1 upstairs. Brendan Wright stands on deck. He's walked twice. He's also hit 2 hot shots to left field, although both of them were caught. 1-0 at the belt. One misses away.
Well, approaching 3 hours on this game. It's taking a bit.
Still a ways to go here, just the top of the 7th. Big Train need to plate 3 more to put the run rule into effect. All 3 high. Against a position player, they're certainly capable of doing that even with 2 outs, but we'll see whether it comes to fruition. Should they score 3 more in this inning, they would need to pitch a shutout bottom of the 7th. J.J. Hand works a walk. So all 3 of those runs now stand on base for Brennan Wright. Wright today 0 for 3. He's got an RBI. He's walked twice. He's scored a run. First pitch home at the eyes. Big Train hitters today have walked 14 times. There's a strike.
It's been just a carousel of walks from these Braves pitchers and position players.
Also been hit by 3 pitches, so 17 free passes issued. Brennan Wright swinging away, but pops up out of play. One and 2, Lavonga ahead of Wright. Position player trying to finish a full inning of work. Won't come on that pitch. That's up and away. Two now. Wright fly ball the other direction. Hooking foul and out of play into the Braves bullpen, where one of their pitchers or potentially position players drops it.
He's getting some grief from everyone in the bullpen right now.
Be more embarrassing if it was a position player who dropped it. 2-2, Lavonga again. Up and away again. He's missed almost every single one of his pitches. Arm side and high. Not finishing, which is to be expected for a position player pitching. Just kind of throwing it in there. 3-2 pitch. Wright strikes out. He's upset with himself. That'll do it for the 7th. Big Train strand the bases loaded. They play 2 more. It's 14-5. We Go to the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher will enter for the Bethesda Big Train. Madigan on to pitch for the first time since July 7th. That was 2 weeks ago today. And the first time since getting his wisdom teeth removed.
That is some pretty impressive prep by you, Eliov.
Got to stay ready at all times. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 in the order. First pitch low to Cassidy.
I feel like I'm not one to cheap out on prep. Jackson definitely isn't. He's insane when it comes to prep, but I did not know he had got his wisdom teeth removed. That's impressive.
I've heard the talk around the clubhouse, or proverbial clubhouse.
The proverbial clubhouse.
Counts 1-1 now. Madigan gets Cassidy, a lefty on lefty matchup, to start his night of work, and ball 2 high. 2-1 the count to number 21. Kicks and deals in there for strike 2. Two and 2 now. Strike 3. Michael Madigan throws it right by Kendall Cassidy for out number 1. Alexi Goldhill steps in. Goldhill 1 for 2, a single, a hit by pitch, and a 6-4-3 double play ball. Madigan began his windup, now gets stopped as Goldhill was not ready for him. And the rule with the pitch clock is that the batter has to have eyes on the pitcher when he starts his windup. Strike 1 after the delay at the numbers. (0-1), Madigan working quickly, but misses. One and 1 the count. Swings through strike 2. One and 2. Madigan tinkering with the ball in his glove, which is held just below his mouth. Thinking about it. Now comes home to Goldhill, who swings through strike 3. Michael Madigan back-to-back punch-outs to open his day.
Very, very nice. Maybe it was the wisdom teeth holding him back.
Not necessarily that he pitched badly. The
Madigan-
ERA of 5's not too bad.
Yeah, entered the day on with an ERA of 5.4 across 5 appearances and 10 innings of work, but he is shoving right now. It's pitch number 10. He's thrown 7 strikes after getting a swing and a miss from Kohlmeyer. 2 strikeouts to start his inning, his work, and ahead 0-2 on Kohlmeyer, who has struck out in all 3 at-bats. Madigan gets his sign, kicks, deals to Kohlmeyer. Slider just misses.
Good pitch, though. Just missed. That was a good 0-2 pitch. Barely missed outside.
Madigan reloads. And now the umpire having words with one of Big Train dugout. Hard to tell who.
I don't know what we're doing here. I think he's just saying no more chit-chatting.
I mean, there's been some chirps coming from the Big Train dugout.
Is he asking him to leave because the umpire isn't moving right now?
I think he may have. He just tossed Jordan Capuano.
Jordan Capuano just walked behind us and goes, hey, I'm out.
That. We're having some conversations now.
And Coach Galvin Morris talking to the first base umpire right now.
Home plate umpire is back to his position. First base umpire comes in. Jordan Capuano has been tossed from this ball game. He's down to the bullpen.
Looks like he's packing up his stuff and making his way to the parking lot.
He cannot sit in the dugout anymore. I don't know if he's allowed out there in the bullpen, but probably just packing up his stuff to sit in the bleachers.
Well, as someone with 2 career ejections in my playing days.
1-2. Pop foul. Continue your story.
They told me I could sit in the dugout. So the first time I got ejected was because I was rounding third and just ran a kid over at home. And I just drove home.
Swing and a miss. Michael Madigan strikes out the side on 14 pitches. J.W. Kohlmeyer wears the golden sombrero. He's struck out 4 times. We're through 7 with a 14-5 lead.
And then the second time I got ejected, I carpooled with my friend and had to wait in the parking lot for the game to be finished.
So that'll do it. A little bit of an eventful end to the inning with Capuano getting tossed. But a 3-strikeout inning for Michael Madigan. He looks sharp. We go to the 8th after this short break on the Big Train Baseball Network. Martinez, Skowronski, Gonzalez, and then our theory is we may see a Jake Titus pinch hit at bat should any runners get on. Although if the Big Train managed to go 1-2-3 against Michael Lavanga, they will go to the 9th anyway. A lob into Martinez, who hooks one fair inside the third base line. Rounding first, he's on to second. He'll stop there with a stand-up double on pitch number 1 of the 8th. Skoronsky to the plate. Gonzalez on deck. Jake Titus in the hole. Big Train have not had a position player pitch. They have not had a pitcher hit. The only team, I believe, that has had all of their players stay on one side of the ball.
There's a lot of teams with a couple two-way players.
Braves are one of them. Lavanga, though, not one of the two-way players. This is his first pitching appearance, and he's just lobbing the ball in, probably coming in by our eye estimate at about...
The IDAR.
Probably this inning looks like they're coming in about 60, 65 miles an hour. Count 1-1 to Skoronsky, who does not have a hit today. And he was early on his step and does not pull the trigger. Count now 1-2. Skoronsky on the day, 0 for 3. The pitch home, high. Lavanga comes set, getting his signs, 2-2. Skoronsky hard on the ground, right to Kohlmeyer at second. That's routine for out number 1. On to third is Martinez. Emilio Gonzalez has been aboard 3 times. He's at the plate. Jake Titus stands in the on-deck circle, so likely to hit. Gonzalez high fly. That is deep into right, and it is gone. Emilio Gonzalez, home run number 5 on the year, extra base hit number 15, and that moves him into a tie atop the home run leaderboard, which gives him the front running for the Triple Crown. Big Trainer up 16-5.
I don't know if ties count for winning the Triple Crown, but if they do, that home run for Gonzalez would do it. And now everyone on their feet for the Jake Titus at bat.
Jake Titus steps to the plate. The tall lefty hitter. Titus is listed as a bats right, throws right on his page, but standing in on the left side and smokes a line drive just foul.
He's ready to hit. He is definitely ready to hit. He saw that well. You saw that one well.
0-1. Titus takes outside, get to a round of applause from the dugout.
Some loud cheers for the bullpen as well.
1-1. Titus swings and hits a hard line drive into center. Franklin Gomez charging and drops. Jake Titus has a single, and he is pumping his fists. He is excited for that base hit. The pitcher gets the hit off the position player.
Hey, that's a league record 1,000 average minimum one plate appearance.
And that ball came off the bat quite hard. I would love to see the TrackMan on it. The dugout is pumped up. Jake Titus is pumped up, and Michael Lavanga's day is done. We will have presumably another position player on the pitch. It's number 40, who is Sawyer McElhatton, another position player. We'll step aside. We'll be back with Jake Titus getting to run the bases. third straight position player on the pitch. It's Sawyer McElhatton out of Richard Bland College. In 11 games offensively, he's got just one hit, and he's throwing it even slower. Peyton Steele now hits. That ball couldn't have been more than 55, and maybe less. Steele already went yard in his last at-bat. That was against a position player. Ball too high.
Does Jake Titus try to steal a base?
He might. I wouldn't be too surprised.
He's decent. He's a healthy lead over there.
The ball's not coming in very hard. Wild pitch, so will not get the stolen base, but on to second is Titus.
You gotta love the fun these teams are having.
Big Train having more fun than the Braves with their 16-5 lead. If Titus comes around to score, the Big Train will be in position to end this game in the bottom of the 8th. Obviously, that dependent on shutting them out. Ground ball to third. Goldhill plays on 2 hops. Throw across is off the bag, and Peyton Steele is safe. Another E5, second of the game.
Yeah, the bullpen saying Titus should be at third on that.
Brett Ott now hits. He's been aboard 5 times, looking to make it 6. This has been about what we expected, given the best team in the league against the worst team in the league with nothing to play for. That pitch hits Brett Ott.
It's 6 for 6 on base for him.
He's been aboard 6 times. His on base coming into today was
1 for 1 with 4 walks and a hit by pitch.
His on base coming into today was 482. That will certainly climb above 500 after an efficient day at the plate. Parker Corbin is 2 for 2. He's got 4 RBIs, a double, a triple, and a walk. He's scored twice. Bats with the bases loaded. Takes ball 1 outside. 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Big Train have already scored 2, and Emilio Gonzalez 2-run shot. Strike 1. If you're just joining us, or recently, the Big Train got on top 2-0 in the second. They played it 6 in the 4th. They made it 8-0. Braves got back 3, and then the Big Train have seen a plethora of position players in the late innings and have continued to score runs. They lead 16-5. Jake Titus, the pitcher, has a single, first at bat any pitcher has taken for the Big Train this year. Ball 3 in the dirt. Counts 3-1. Peyton Steele hit his 2nd homer. Emilio Gonzalez hit his 5th. That ties Brady Grimes for the league lead. 3-1. Parker Corbin hacking, but fouls it off. Counts full, nowhere to put Corbin. Bases full of Big Train. 3-2. Corbin high pop into center.
Titus tag up.
Gomez heading in. Titus is tagging, and he's sprinting for the plate. He can move and scores easily. Jake Titus scores the 17th run, the 3rd sac fly of the game for Parker Corbin, and that puts the Big Train in position to close things out in the bottom of the 8th.
Titus is as happy as can be as he got to the dugout.
Parker Corbin has 5 RBIs in this game, and all coming in different at bats. An RBI double, an RBI triple, and 3 sacrifice flies, plus a walk. He's had 6 productive at bats. He and Ott have both had 6 quality at bats, as they're called. J.J. Hand swings over top of an exceptionally slow pitch. If there was pitch tagging on here, that might be tagged a slider, but he's just lobbing the ball in. Hand looking for his first knock. He's walked 3 times. Ball gets past Frank Uzenko behind the plate. Runners advance to 2nd and 3rd. Two-one. in the dirt.
And Jake Titus was walking to the bullpen, and Sal goes, "Hey, you might be up again. Don't go too far."
He's due up in 5 hitters with 2 outs, but with a position player on, it's not too shocking if we were to see Titus again. 3-1 pitch in the dirt again. J.J. Hands earned 4 walks. Bases loaded for Brennan Wright. Last time that happened was an inning ago. He struck out swinging against Michael Lavanga, also a position player.
And batted around again.
Wright, the last batter of this inning, or the last batter of the last inning, 9th of this inning. Hard ground ball, inches foul. That ball, if it had been 2 inches to the left, it would have tucked down the right field line for a 3-run double. Swings and pops one foul, this time over the left side and out of play. He's behind 0-2 to Sawyer McElhatton. Rays will host the Braves, and the T-Bolts will host the Giants. Rays will host the Braves, and the T-Bolts will host the Giants. Ground ball up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Jade Peyton Steele walks home. Brett Ott running in behind him. Hand holds at second. A 2 RBI single for Brennan Wright. His first hit of the game. Second and third RBIs and 3rd time aboard. And there will be, to finish my previous thought, there will be 2 games that will count as regular season games. Only in Alexandria are playing for the final bye, the 2 seed. Big Train play the Crop Dusters. Aces play the Senators. Should Alexandria win or only lose, the Aces will have the 2nd bye. If only wins and Alexandria loses, only gets it. Martinez single through the left side. J.J. Hand wheeling around third and scores. Back-to-back pitches with RBI singles. And Josh Skoronsky comes to the plate, still looking for his first hit of the game.
Yeah, Titus is getting summoned back to the dugout with him being in the hole now.
Score is 20-5. Big Train have plated 6 for the 2nd time today. Skoronsky twists away from ball 1.
Their largest win of the year was against these Braves. That was a game that they won 20-7. That was back on the 24th. They also beat the DC Grays 21-8 on the 9th of June.
Ball in the dirt and kicks off the mask of Frank Uzenko. Runners advance 90 feet, 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. Skoronsky today has struggled swinging the bat. He's 0 for 4, I should say. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. He's got a strikeout, a pop out, a ground out, and reached on an error by the pitcher. 2-0. Takes low.
And if Gonzalez gets up, he'll have a chance for a multiple home run inning.
And that would be pretty unbelievable, and more importantly, it would give him sole possession
Triple Crown, yeah.
of first place of the home run. Skoronsky walks on 4 pitches. Here comes Gonzalez, and you can bet he knows about that Triple Crown.
And maybe more importantly, Titus on deck with a chance for another at-bat.
And with the T-Bolts playing a playoff game tomorrow, Gonzalez takes ball 1. Brady Grimes will finish the season at 5, which means Gonzalez homer here today in this at-bat or tomorrow
Would give him
the sole possession. Grimes cannot catch him.
And his average is not going to drop below what would be needed for him to lose it.
Yeah, the home runs and RBIs are sewn up. I mean, the average in RBIs takes strike 2. The home runs are a tie with Grimes, to be determined whether that you can actually call that a Triple Crown with a tie. But a blast here or a blast in tomorrow's game would give him sole possession of all 3 Triple Crown categories. 1-2 the count. Ball low. Gonzalez to center field. That's back at the wall. Gomez looking up. It's off the wall. He misses the home run by 2 feet. 2-run score. Stopping at third is Skoronsky. Emilio Gonzalez nearly had his second blast of the inning, and that would have secured the Triple Crown. Instead has to settle for a 2 RBI double, his 4th hit of the game, his 5th and 6th RBIs of the game.
Back-to-back 6 RBI games.
And a 3 extra base hit contest. And now Jake Titus bats for the 2nd time in the game.
That was a big hack, too.
And fouls one away.
Titus with a chance for some RBIs, too. He's got runners on second and third.
Titus takes away. Titus a single and a run already in this inning.
8 runs home in the inning for Bethesda.
1-1. Titus taking all the way. Ball 2. Big Train have second and third with 2 outs. They've plated most of those with most of their 8 runs with 2 outs. Titus again swinging. This one, looper into center field. He's 2 for 2. Gonzalez rounding third, but holds. Skoronsky scores easily. Jake Titus still batting 1,000 and picks up his first RBI of the year.
Look at Jake Titus. He might need to start the playoff game.
Oh, with just 11 hitters on the Big Train roster healthy, I imagine Titus is going to get listed as available for all the playoff games, especially considering his struggles pitching. Unlikely, I think, to see him pitch in the playoffs. He has pitched just twice all season. Or, excuse me, that's 4 times all season, but just once in the month of July. And an ERA over 20. Steal a fly ball into right. This should do it for the 8th, called by Edelman. That's out number 3. Big Train score 9. Jake Titus gets 2 hits as a pitcher. Emilio Gonzalez ties the league lead in home runs and also doubles. He has a 4 RBI inning. The Big Train lead 23-5. We go to the final half of this game. To record the final 3 outs of this laugher. Big Train lead by 18. Braves would have to score 7 runs before making 3 outs to extend this one to the 9th. I'm not sure anyone wants to see that, including probably the Braves. First pitch from Kaler hums in, but outside. Tanner Kaler comes in with a 4.2 ERA. He has appeared in 9 games. This will be his 10th appearance. The only pitcher for the Big Train with double-digit appearances this year. is Owen Stewart. James Gladden also has 9. First 2 pitches from Kaler are both balls. Set at the belt. Comes home. Hot shot through the right side. A leadoff single for Bouffard. That's his first hit of the season. I have personally been on play-by-play for Caleb Sturdivant's first hit and Andre Bouffard's first hit. And the Braves dugout giving him some claps. They got the ball for him.
That's good that they got the
Bouffard,
ball for him.
Bouffard with some arms raised to the sky in celebration.
A la Chris Davis getting the ball.
Franklin Gomez at the top of the lineup takes a slider for a strike. Bouffard started his season 0 for 12. Today he's 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a run. His best day in a Braves uniform. Parker Corbin has had his best day in a Big Train uniform. Ball gets away. J.J. Hand a throw, but not in time. Ball gets into center. Bouffard thought about third. Won't try it. Jake Titus has had his best day in a Big Train uniform. Brett Ott, you could argue. He did have a 4-hit game last time these two teams played, but he's been on 6 times today. I'll probably take the 4-hit with a walk over 1 for 1 with 4 walks, but he's been productive.
I think it would be with Capuano getting ejected. I believe since Marrero only went 3 innings, I believe he'd be in line for the win.
Yeah, we'll see what the scorers decide to do, but I think you're right that Capuano could get the win and also the ejection. That ball skips by J.J. Hand. That one, last pitch was not close. It was a wild pitch. That one, just a pass ball right out of the glove. Bouffard has gone first to third in 2 pitches. Braves threatening to score at least 1 here. Cut the lead to 17. Two and 1. J.J. Hand trotted out to talk to Kaler. Now he's back in his usual spot. Kaler dangles the arm, looks in. Now gets the pitch he wants and gets a swing and a miss from Gomez. Gomez single in the 6th extended his hit streak to 11. Two. Waves at air, strike 3. Tanner Kaler's got a punch out. Here's Trent Edelman. Edelman hit an RBI, 2 RBI double in the 6th. Plated 2 of the Braves' 5 runs. He's also walked twice and struck out. Slider for a strike. Edelman entered today hitting .338 with an OPS above 900. Both of those numbers will climb, regardless of the result of this at-bat. Actually, I guess if he gets out, the average may drop a point or stay the same. The OPS will climb with a double and 2 walks, though. One. A strike up and away, but in the zone. The 1-2 home, Edelman takes in.
These 23 runs will be the most the Big Train have scored in any game this year. And with them being up 18, it would be their largest win of the year as well.
2-2, just tipped and could not be handled by J.J. Hand. The Big Train have dominated this one start to finish. They've scored runs in 5 consecutive innings, 2 or more in all of them, 6 in the 4th, 9 in the 8th. 2-2 again, outside. Kaler looking to finish this one up. That's ball 4. Trent Edelman walks. Runners on the corners with 1 away for Charlie Brinkman. Quick meeting. Pitching coach Craig Lopez out to talk to his man Kaler. Kaler's been one of the better relievers for the Big Train this year. Doesn't want to throw too many pitches here.
If you count hit by pitches as walks, I don't know, some people do, some people don't, but if you count hit by pitches as walks, the Braves have walked 20 batters today.
It's not been pretty. Big Train do have 15
and they've struck out 5.
Big Train do have 15 hits, but they've been helped by the walk. A couple of home runs, one for Gonzalez, one for Steele. Gonzalez has a double as well. He's got 2 doubles, in fact. John Martinez has a double. First pitch for Kaler misses in. 5 extra base hits for the Big Train. 15 total to go with their 20 free passes and just 5 strikeouts. Kaler misses out. He's thrown 17 pitches, just 7 strikes. Ground ball would end it. A ground ball in the right spot, at least. 2-0. Out again. Rio locates one at the knees for a strike. Begins his climb back into the count. Three and 1. Swings through strike 2, does Brinkman.
I think that's the first time I've heard you Yoda this year. I do it a lot.
The payoff. Brinkman takes inside. Bases are loaded with Nate Dudek set to take at-bat number 2.
It would take 6 runs in this inning, or 7 runs in this inning for SoCo to extend the game.
Dudek struck out in the 6th. Victim of Trevor Orth, and swings nowhere near a slider low for strike 1. Kaler set, comes home inside. One. Twisting away from ball 2 is Dudek. Two one home and a strike. Two. Dudek watches ball 3 high.
Yeah, the Big Train have also struggled with their fair share of walks today. They've had 12 in this game.
Full count. shots it up. A pair of shoes for Tanner Kaler, and Dudek knew it. He was off to the dugout right away. Big Train are 1 out away from closing this one out.
Second time Dudek has been down on strikes.
Two strikeouts in the inning for Kaler. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Frank Kuzenko at the plate. Takes a ball high. This game has stretched nearly 4 hours. Ball gets away. Charging for home is Bouffard. He scores. Other 2 runners advance 90 feet. 23-6 now the score.
And Bouffard single, and then 3 wild pitches to score him.
Braves begin their comeback climb. Kaler, lefty on lefty with Frank Kuzenko. This is upstairs. (2-0). Line drive, foul, and out of play. Fouled off again.
I believe the longest game the Big Train played was, I think it was 4 hours and 15 minutes, the 11-12 game on opening day.
That's inside. Ball 4. Bases are loaded again. Hopefully we don't get to that. That would imply that the Braves continue this rally. There's a strike. Oh, 1 misses in.
Big Train win, it'd be 26-8. Pretty impressive season they've had, Elion.
That it is, with 1 game tomorrow. Strike 2 at the belt. Big Train have sewn up their 14th regular season title in Cal Ripken League history. This is year 22. 1-2. Strike 3 swinging. Kendall Cassidy chases a slider low. Tanner Kaler strikes out the side. The Big Train close it out. A 23-6 laugher. Emilio Gonzalez, a 4-hit day. He had 6 RBIs for the 2nd consecutive game. Lucas Marrero worked 3 scoreless. Big Train offense piled on, and it was Jake Titus, the pitcher, coming on for 2 hits in 2 at-bats. Big Train moved to 26-8 with a 23-6 win over the lifeless Braves.
Yeah, it was a good game. Everyone played well, I thought.
It was a good game if you're a fan of Big Train big numbers. It was not a good game if you're a fan of close games. But one way or another, Big Train get it done. They sweep the season series against the Braves. It is the first time they have swept a season series against any team since 2019. It was also against the Braves. Your winning pitcher should be Jordan Capuano, who came on as the first man in relief. He worked 0.2 innings, did allow 3 earned runs, left with an injury, and then left with an ejection. But that matters not. He gets the win. The loss goes on Reed Little's line. He goes 3 2/3. 4 hits, 3 walks, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, and 3 strikeouts. Your final line score, Big Train 23 runs on 15 hits, no errors. Braves 6 runs on 6 hits. They committed 4 errors. That'll do it from Lorton, Virginia and South County High School. Big Train will be at home tomorrow to close out their regular season slate against the Olney Crop Dusters. Should be a good one. That game will get picked up in the bottom of the third with the Big Train leading 1-0. Quincy and Jackson will be on the call. We'll have a plethora of guests for you, so make sure to tune in at 7 p.m. on the Big Train Baseball Network. But for now, for Quincy Bell, Gibson Hurt, and everyone else who makes this product work so well, I'm Eliab Brooks-Rubin signing off and saying thanks for watching.